All right, what's going on? What is going on? YouTube. Today
How
we
y'all
have a
doing?
topic.
I
We
can't.
are gonna we are gonna touch on the
Oh.
Diddy Cassie. We have
Here
to
we go.
touch on this topic.
Take
Mhm.
that,
Serious
take that.
things are going on,
Wow,
and
wow.
hold on, we really need to, I believe, delve into this as a team, and just bring awareness to the whole thing. But this time, I want to have a spin on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to necessarily keep the whole conversation on, let's say, Diddy and Cassie, because, man, we know the craziness that this fool does, who he is and what he's about, right? And I know everyone on this panel feels like, yo, he's a monster, right? So, what I want to personally delve into is DV, and we're going to use that term. We're not going to call it its normal term. And let's touch on the psyche behind it on both sides, on what would make a woman, the different reasons why a woman might want to stay in a situation like that, whether it's with a millionaire, whether it's with just the average Dusty, as my man Chill would say, what would make a person want to stay in a relationship or a situation with a man like that? So I just want to open this panel up. I am not going to play the video, FYI. Everyone's seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's one of the wildest things. I don't think we need to keep on pushing and force feeding the video down people's throat. Y'all seen it already. Everyone knows what time it is. Let's just have the conversation.
It's like pause. But yeah,
So
I'm gonna let y'all
go
ladies
ahead,
go
go ahead.
first. Look.
Really, I want to hear the ladies' perspective,
Me
because
too.
I think as men, we can't answer that question. We can't, right? We don't. We understand that women are a different emotional being than they deal with things different than us. So to understand it, we have so far three lovely ladies on the panel that I would love to get this started.
Just to kick it off, I do have to admit I have not seen the new video that came out. I have to be very candid. So I've really been focused on like Project 2025 and a lot of the things that's going on around there, what that means for the cannabis industry as far as like descheduling, all the other things that are going on behind that manifesto. So I do have to admit I have not seen the Cassie video, so I'm gonna let my other esteemed colleague ladies answer, and I'm sure that they'll say something phenomenal.
Okay. Okay.
Tell her to
Let's
pick up
go,
her phone
ladies.
and look at the video real quick, because it only take a couple seconds, and you'll see feet and paws being thrown real quick. Don't take that long.
Okay, I'll pause that. I'll be right back.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So T, go ahead. Let's see how.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
I
hear how
mean,
you.
I mean, he, what are we calling him by his name or are we not?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, Diddy, he's had a reputation, in my opinion, ever since. I mean, this goes back to like Big and Tupac, right? So it's back in what, the 90s? And obviously he wasn't as big back then as he is now. But I think his net worth, if I'm not mistaken, with everything he has going on, investments and things, is about $1 billion. Okay. So men like that obviously know people. They have a certain status. They've acquired all of this wealth. And me as a female, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, when Cassie met Diddy, she was like 19 when she signed to Bad Boy, something like that. I mean, that's a child, and I think he was in his mid to late 30s. That's a child and a man. But anyway, I mean, I've never personally been in any type of physical abusive situation, or AB, sorry. Um, and I can only imagine what she went through. Obviously, we've seen the video, and it's just like, it was baffling to me for somebody to do it, period. AB is wrong, period. But to film yourself doing it, like that's what got me. I'm like, yo, so he filmed himself what? So he can go back and like remind himself of how powerful he is and how dominant he is and how much control he has. Like that was baffling to me. So I can only imagine her like going through what she did as a person. He's not a regular man. This is a man who, like I said, got a net worth of $1 billion, knows all these people, has this history of being AB and SA and just all kind of crazy stuff, and even a possible HITMEAN. That's what I heard, but it's all hearsay. That part anyway. But yeah, that I mean, she honestly was probably afraid for her life. Like I would have been. Like, because if I'm not mistaken, the first time she was about to speak out, did he not pay her off the first time?
Mm.
And then, all of this ended up coming out anyway. But I'm just like, I would have been terrified because of everything that she went through to say anything. And it's like, yeah, it's not like I'm pretty sure she wanted to get out. Who wouldn't want to get out? But at the same time, he had her by the he had almost like her whole life in his hands. Like he could control her career. He started it in a sense, right? She was signed to his label. Like she met him when she was a kid, so he probably groomed her since she was like a kid. Like I don't know. It's just the physical and the psychological aspect of that runs so deep. Like I can't imagine what she was going through. Honestly, that's scary. To me.
I feel you. Jess, what's your thoughts on the topic?
All right. First thing, I am definitely not into victim shaming. I noticed that that's been around in media where a lot of people kind of say she was in it for the bag and all this other stuff. Now, even if she was in it for the bag, because we do live into a culture where people are doing anything, even selling their whole self-image and self-respect just for 5 minutes of fame, so a lot of times, especially with R. Kelly and things like that, people are drawn to the money and they are not considering everything that come along with it. And that's something where we also have to kind of get ahead of when it comes to celebrities and people with money and things like that. Now, I don't condone anything P. Diddy did at all. I don't condone it. There's no reason for it. And I don't care if she was in that whole relationship just for the marriage. There's no reason for you to brutally kick someone, throw a vase, and whatever the situation is that happened in that video and numerous other occasions. But just as D-May said earlier, they have a way of also paying people off so they are not found at fault in the situations. So even if you think about the situation with Christian Combs on the yacht, that was a paid off situation allegedly. He was also, this is his son now, and he was on the yacht, and it was alleged that there was some situations with the staff on the yacht, and it was paid off. So we have to think about that. That's also how people in those positions deal with their mishaps, their wrongdoing. That's how they deal with it. It's not okay. I don't agree with it. Is a lot of levels, but then also when we're talking about victims, people blame the victims because they like the person. I do not discredit P. Diddy's contribution to the music industry, but he also, if wrong is wrong, there shouldn't be any excuse for what he did just because of his position and his amount of wealth. So we also have to just keep in consideration with victims how they are the process. Like when you're in an AB situation, there is that whole everything is fine, but you're walking on eggshells because you don't want to be upset the person. Then you have to think about when an incident happened and their reaction to that to that incident. Half the times, that's the time that they should leave, because right after that incident, it goes back to the honeymoon stage. The honeymoon stage is when that person is like, baby, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, and all of that. And then that person, the victim, and some may leave before that, but those who do not, because there are different type of people in this world. So those who do not, it goes through that honeymoon stage where they're like, okay, they're trying to now go roll it back to the good times, and then maybe walk on eggshells so it doesn't happen again. And let's see if we could just be cool and smooth it out. Let me just make sure I try not get him mad, or whatever the situation is. There are different cycles when it comes to DV, and you cannot judge someone's reasoning for staying, because sometimes it can be financial, sometimes it can be children, like because they have attachments and things like that. So you have to consider so many factors in this. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Okay, Kit. What's your
What
take?
in Jesus Christ
saw
is
the
the last
video.
thing that I watched?
Saw the video, yeah,
What
crazy.
did you have me out here watching? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
Look, because I was like, for one, I was taken aback because, I think we give this level of notoriety to famous people where they're kind of above a lot of things. Like, so for me, I'm like, I would have just never imagined that someone, that's easy to say, but someone of his status, of his, his wealth, would even have to stoop that low, if you will, to degrade someone that is supposed to be with him, has had his back, has been, on his side. I feel like we're at a time where, all of the, Cat Williams, he did his big one, everything falling out the bag. Okay. Everybody it's just, it's drama everywhere. I think a lot of the times people are very hard on women for staying in a DV situation. And that's mainly because they don't understand the dynamics or the parameters as to why they are staying there. Sometimes they are stuck mentally more than anything else. I think we always think about like the physical attributes, right? We think about the money, we think about the status quo, things like that. We don't think about how, some people don't understand and know what real love and appreciation from their partner actually is. Some people have been, inundated with the wrong ways of being loved. And so sometimes when you see it from someone else, because it's what you know and what you're used to, you kind of fall into that gap of it. We can all say she should have gotten out earlier. We can all say, she should have known her worth. But again, without understanding and knowing where that background and things come from, it's very easy to kind of throw that salt in the wound. Disappointed to see that Diddy would have done something like that. Hell, I was disappointed when I saw, when we heard about what happened with Jay-Z and Solange had to go 3-6 ham on him in the elevator. So, it's just definitely one of those things where, I'm so chill. I'm talking about when Solange was busting him down because Jay-Z was doing whatever, even though it wasn't a DV situation. It's definitely about those things where you don't know what's going on, and then we just see the thing. And so we don't know what was going on in her background. Hopefully, now she realizes what her worth is with her new person who's actually showing her proper love and attention. It was just very hard to see because I'm like, what did she do? Like, Jesus. I mean, like she couldn't have did nothing to warrant that level of energy. And I mean, nobody does. But that's just my take on it. Again, I just saw it in like the last couple seconds, and I was very like,
you saw all feet and paws. You saw it all.
I was like, wait, he put
He
toes and hands.
Everything,
he put
man. That man put
I
feet
mean,
and paws on him. All right,
Yeah.
my man Quint. I felt like you had something to say because I saw you smiling down there, man.
Like he was ready to jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, because him and me, I feel like him and me, man, we both had something to say, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit back because I'm gonna just be honest, y'all. I'm about to be the villain. I'm gonna tell y'all that I am gonna be the villain today.
Before Quint says something real quick, I was just gonna say also, I think it should be considered when you're referring to DV situations is like on either end, really. As far as that person's upbringing, did they see that in the home? Like, is that something that they witnessed from like one of their parents? You know what I mean? Because you can say, oh yeah, but that stuff does have a psychological effect. And a lot of times male or female, they end up growing up either doing the same thing or getting with a partner who does that because they view that as some type of affection, some type of love, some type of admiration. So like, not to say that that's what she went through, I have no idea, but I'm just saying I think that that's something that should be considered too, because it is a psychological thing whether people want to say it is or it isn't, but it is. So yeah,
I just want to know what one of the fellas are going to go first, because
Hey,
I don't want to
hey,
mess up the playing field for nobody else, because I'm going to scorch the earth. I'm just letting y'all know now. So if you want to get your piece out, get it out now before I open my mouth.
let me get it out before Chill go off. I'm gonna change the subject, but it's the same subject.
mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a car, and a car had this specific brand has a reputation for being a not a good car, and you buy that car, how is it the dealership's fault? If you, and I'm not saying in all occasions, but and if you have a car and the car leaves you on the side of the street on multiple occasions, you start thinking, it's about time for me to buy a new car, about time for me to get another car. So I'm not saying that it's impossible to go into a good dealership, a good reputable dealership, and get a bad car. That's possible. But if you go into a bad dealership and get a bad car, how are we blaming that on the dealership? So in all three of you all's cases, you blamed it on him, which you all said he had that reputation. And then with the story about Jay-Z and Solange, she was the aggressor. So how is it his fault that she jumped on him? Regardless of the fact, keep your hands to yourself. In any case, right? In any case, don't be the aggressor, right? You're wrong if you're the aggressor, right?
Kid, you look like you feel indifferent about that.
I'm asking her. You're wrong if you're the aggressor, right? If it ain't self-defense.
Made a statement. You ain't asked me nothing. All I did
was. But I'm saying, I mean, you felt like you wanted to say something. You don't want to say something about Jay-Z and Solange. Are you wrong if you're the aggressor without being in self-defense?
No comment.
There we go.
Okay.
No, you got.
So I just want to say with Solange, she was the aggressor. She was at fault. So I don't know if that's where you feel with that. I feel at woman or female or male, doesn't matter.
A lot of stuttering.
Right. That's how I feel.
Female or male, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is, but the aggressor is a problem. Don't play with me, Chill, because I don't play with this. I don't play with DV. I don't play with DV for real.
I hear you.
So
I'm still gonna score
now, Kit.
I don't care, but I don't play with DV.
Kit, what was the topic that you brought up at first? The 2025.
Diddy and Cassie.
So that's what I was saying. I've just been more focused on Project 2025 and how it affects, what's going on around the bigger conglomerate versus who's staying with who's slapping who. That's just me personally.
You own it. See that to me, Diddy is just another man.
Right.
Regardless of how much money he make, I feel like that's one of our issues, that we put so much interest and emphasis on someone that has a lot of money or celebrity. Where to things like bricks, the Project 2025, stuff like that is gonna heavily affect us in the near future. But we talking about Diddy.
Talking about
Diddy. Yeah, we talking about Diddy. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and scorch this earth because this is just a bit too subtle for me. So
what are you, the sun? Because what?
I'm about to be. But
that's
so
the contrarian mantra.
It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just an extension of my mentor. That is Mr. Jason Black himself. He is the brother who has bestowed upon me the skill to look at things and see the power dynamics at play. All right. Now let's just keep in mind, Miss Young Cassie was dating Ryan Leslie before she met Diddy. Yeah. And then she left Ryan Leslie to go with Diddy. She was with Diddy for a decade. Mm-hmm. A decade. And when all this stuff popped out, she was reluctant to put it out in the media. She wanted to keep it hush hush. She was just going to strong arm this man to get the bag because guess what? He ran them draws, flipped them draws from Sunday to Monday and every which way. And then he was
made
done
her
with her. Hey,
flip
hold on. And
Well,
when
wait,
he was
strong
done with her, he broke up with her. All right. He left her and got him another one. What's that chick? Sexy Miami. I don't know these people, but what's the new chick he got? Who he traded her out for?
Young Miami. I
Young
think.
Miami. There we go. Cool. So he traded her out. Now, 5 years later, there's a big issue because guess what? The dude she with, Mr. Alex, who he looked like a backup dancer or whatever. He looked like Vanilla Ice. I mean, oh my God. The dude, he look at Alex Fine. That's his name, Alex Fine. That's the dude that she settled for after being with Diddy, after being in all those expensive hotels, after Astroglides and baby oil, after the sex parties, the Freaknik, and getting and all of that. The
was the Astroglide.
and now look, I'm not mad at her, but see, here's the thing that ladies like to talk about in front of the men. They don't like to talk about the fact that hey, Diddy, he's a boss, and sometimes it pays the cost to be the boss, and you have to play the game. She understand what she was in.
Physical violence is.
I'm not.
So this physical violence is condoned. No, by that statement that you just said, it says that. I don't care what the reason was, but he put his hand and feet on her.
I'm not blaming that on her, but she was with that man for a decade.
It's specifically what we're talking about right now. But people always conflate and talk about everything else when that is the issue we're talking about right now.
The issue is that y'all ladies are full of crap.
Okay.
Wait,
I don't know why you full of crap because guess what? Ain't a single lady on this panel right now. If Diddy came up and pulled up on y'all, ain't a single one of y'all who wouldn't go for the ride because y'all know the steps.
Lies.
Go for the ride,
Lies.
come back, or go for the ride and leave.
Lies.
Y'all jumping the Bentley with
Don't play. Don't play.
Take that.
Baby, look,
yeah, man.
I would not
Whatever.
get in that car. You hear me?
Stop it.
I would not get in that car. I don't care how much money you got. To have a reputation like Diddy,
right?
And I'm gonna go with dude because he got money, knowing what he's done, knowing what he's capable of. I'm gonna get in that car.
I promise you.
No. All right, cool.
Absolutely.
Wait, Mr. Silver,
hold on.
Let me help you. Because I promise you, I got in the car. I promise you, I'm the one with the strap on. I promise you. If I got in the car with Diddy, I'm the one doing the
right and right. I understand, but look, ladies,
but also Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. I know this because we talking about 10 years and grooming. We're not talking about the women. We're not talking about the fact that
okay, I hear all that. So
no, but they will see the violence and they will still try to flip it as the woman's situation. Go ahead, Chill.
I'm not trying to flip it into the woman's situation.
That's what you just did. Look at what you just did. Hold back. Look what you just did. We're talking specifically about the DV, and you're bringing up, they're going after this and that. Isn't that what you just did?
Yeah.
Still don't play with me. Not today.
That's not what I just did. I'm just trying to.
Not today.
We need to get all the emotions off the table.
Wind that tipsy self back. Wind it back. Wind the tipsy back.
Okay.
Everyone is talking at the same time, right? I know what Chill is saying is definitely demonstrative. I don't agree with him at all, but.
Chill.
It's his opinion.
He's the contrarian.
I'm not.
It's gonna.
You are.
So I need y'all to listen to me.
You are.
I need y'all to hear me out.
I'm not. You are. I'm not. You are. That's contrarian.
All right. Cool. So.
Almost my name.
I know. Call me whatever. It's cool. All right. So check this out. So we do have to understand the power of this. All right. You know what I'm saying? She understood. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Boy,
that man dating option ain't gonna change today, and it ain't gonna change tomorrow. It's still gonna be the same as it was before he met Cassie. It's gonna be the same after. There's gonna be young ladies just like her lining right back up to take that ride because you know what? He comes with power, status, and a lifestyle that no other dusty dude can provide. And women understand. Hey, Maybe it's unfortunate. Who cares? I don't make the rule. That's just a power dynamic.
Still doesn't okay him putting his arms on them, his hands on them.
And
Let me.
Yo,
Hey,
Still doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, ladies.
Hey,
but how you phrase it was
That's
crazy,
legit.
though.
That's
So
crazy.
Go ahead.
I do not.
So, go ahead, Quinn.
No, you go. My bad.
No, I'm saying it's an unfortunate situation what Chill is saying.
Mhm.
But in that instance, I do agree with him. I don't think he's saying at all that it's okay though. Right? Because I do know, he definitely shares that sentiment. Like, of all, that was crazy. And that shouldn't have went down. And I think he also, just like I believe everyone on this panel believes, that Negro need to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? 150%. Or unless you feel different, Chill.
No, I do feel like he needs to be in jail for what he did, but because of how everything is playing out, a lot of people aren't paying attention. I think the statute of limitations is done for that. That's why
it's done. So he's not gonna go to.
So he ain't
not
nothing
gonna go
gonna
to
be
jail.
able to happen. This
It
why
is.
he's-
If she don't want him in jail, I don't think he should be in jail.
I don't, and she doesn't.
And
want him.
evidently, she don't want him in jail.
That's the thing, y'all.
But for his apology to come out, then he's afraid of something.
Quint, I really do. I would love to hear your take on that. So even though whether she feels like he should be there or not, why is that the status as far as whether he should be in jail or not?
No, there's a statute of limitation on that video, on that incident. There's a statute.
My bad, Quinn. I didn't want to step on your toes, brother. You go ahead and handle that.
No, you good. You good. Y'all good.
No, Quint actually.
I was just going to answer her question.
Yeah, go ahead, Quint. If she doesn't believe he should be in jail, and I'm just curious as to why.
Because, say for instance, GMT and I get into a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police comes out, and it's proven that he started it or whichever, vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person who was defending themselves or whatever the case, the police officer going to ask them, what? Do you want to press charges? Right?
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of cases that go, and I get what you're saying as far as
if she wanted to press charges, she could have. If she didn't press charges, then she
remember
didn't want
fair and all that is a factor as well. You don't know what the dynamic was. A lot of people, a lot of DV victims, choose not to.
We're not going by what we know. We're not going by what we know. We're going by what if.
Let him finish the statement. Go ahead.
We're not going by what we know. We're going by the what ifs. You don't know if she wanted to or not. You see, we can't. What we're doing is we're blaming the bad dog in his fence for biting a person that came inside that fence. He barked and growled and everything else to let you know, don't come near me. But we're blaming the dog for biting the person that wanted to go pet him, even though he was barking and growling at the person. And see,
vicious dog like that need to be put down.
Okay, because if you don't come in peace, you leave in peace.
No, it don't need to be put down. That owner
I'm talking about in the dog
in an
sense,
area
not
where
with
it couldn't
him.
bite anyone. The owner had the dog in an area where it wouldn't get to anyone. That's his pet. If you go to his pet, you deserve what you get.
He's manipulative.
What kills me is that we always take the responsibility away from the victim. I'm not saying it's right what he did by any means whatsoever. All I'm saying is if you say anything about a victim whatsoever, they say you're victim shaming. And that's not the case. I'm just saying use common sense.
I was gonna read two of the comments from Tiffany. All the comments were good, actually.
That's actually my wife.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Might as well read all of them because they're good.
Oh, I was about to fire off at the last comment. I was like, what?
Yeah, hold on. So the first comment, she said, Diddy was 36 years. Huh?
He said she's safe.
Bruh, Diddy was 36 years old. Cassie was 19 years old. She was groomed and abused. She was mentally incapable and emotionally unintelligent of making a sensible choice and knowing who to be with. Fear and retaliation was very real in her case and many other DV victims. She was very vulnerable. Status, influence, money, and power were all factors in this situation and why she became a victim. Also why Diddy felt empowered and entitled. Who was gonna check him? No facts. Like, who was gonna check him? Nobody.
Her parents
So
haven't said anything. Her
Nobody.
parents haven't said
so
anything.
But that's
no,
the
so
whole
here's
point.
Where are the
Sometimes these
parents,
people
bro?
are who are targeted. The ones who
Like,
do not have that people around them.
so here's
but
here's how I feel, right?
She was in the
The way I
music.
feel about hold on 1 second. The way I feel about
My
the
bad.
situation is this. That's all right. I'm a little bit more sensitive to the situation. And the reason why I would say that is because I've been around powerful people. And I know they are a lot different than dealing with Pookie on the side of the road, right?
Mhm.
A powerful man, once you get yourself intertwined with him or her, it comes with a certain type of repercussion more than, oh, let me just get him locked up. This man had the power to literally take a GUN, hit somebody in, shoot somebody in the face. Probably gonna get demonetized. I don't know. Shoot somebody in the face, and
Take somebody
the,
out.
the woman knew that and was saying it was him who shot me, and Shine took the rap for it. So we're dealing with that's what
I forgot
happened.
about that.
And she stood
And
on
it comes
her,
with power. That
she
happens.
stood on her story for
Yeah.
years. She hadn't changed a word. She said it from day one. The cops hit it. Everyone hit it. The feds, everyone knew what happened. And Shine went to jail for it. He was the fall guy. So you're dealing with a different level of power to the point where word is, he paid that hotel 30 million, no, sorry,
I heard.
50,000, sorry, not million, $50,000
To keep
to
the
take that
footage.
tape and to hold on to it and to never release it.
Facts.
This is a different type of dude. So imagine if she had to try to say, yo, you know what? I'm going to leave when you don't want me to. What could have possibly happened to her? There's still things in the works, and I don't like to do the hearsay about his ex-wife. God knows what really happened with that. But then there's the talks about that too, and that's been talked about for years.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, I think we could talk about it when it comes down to women doing things when it's dealing with Pookie. But when it's dealing with a man of power and status, and you get yourself intertwined with him, yes, there's the accountability of why was you dealing with that man to begin with if you knew he was the dog that could bite. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I 100% agree with that. But I still would say, like, even the average dude who knows that Puffy did all this crazy stuff will still go around him, knowing that he's popping Meek Mill sheets for money.
Yeah.
And Meek Mill
That's
just
just how-
unfollowed him. Just unfollowed him.
Wow.
Well,
That's what I'm
see,
saying.
but the thing of it is we're going off all speculation. That's what kills me. Now, what we do know about the Shine case, right? What we do know is the night that they were shooting in that club on the police report, Shine came out of the club with a gun in his hand. Puffy had got rid of his gun. So if you are police and you catch somebody, if someone's shooting in the club and someone's coming out with a gun in their hand, who's going to jail?
But
So you
I don't
don't
think it's
believe that
I don't
Puffy
think it's
gave him that gun,
speculative.
and that's how he
Yeah,
got
that's
rid
what
of it?
that's
I
what
think
was
what?
said. And
I said
the
you don't
shooter
believe
said
that, right? You don't believe that Puffy's gun was the gun in Shine's hands, which is how Puffy got rid of his gun.
Regardless of what, regardless of if I fall out of the club with somebody else's gun in my hand, whose fault is it? It's my fault, ain't it?
But that's like saying I go running at night and it's my fault that I get raped because nighttime is the schedule that I have that I can lose weight. Like, so I went.
Well,
we don't use the R word.
R
We
word.
use
I
the
forgot. You know
SA
what?
word.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
you know
Go
what?
running.
Something.
So
go run it with protection.
If I believe in bullets and things that.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to run at night, run with protection. If you know it's dangerous to run at night, run with protection. If you don't have anything to protect yourself with, that's your fault. Everybody out here ain't good. So you have to protect yourself. You have to have your head on a swivel. You have to expect the worst.
It just feels like from this particular conversation, and you know, this is my personal opinion, it really feels like it's always, I mean, and I feel like this about life, it's always the woman's fault somehow, you know.
No,
We
no.
want someone, whoa, Quinn, hold up, time out, Quinn. Let me finish. But if it was like, okay, you want a man with status, you should be, or you want a ball player, or you want a sports guy, it should automatically be expected that he's gonna cheat on you or be this kind of person because of what he has access to. Oh, well then why? I mean, you already knew that he was gonna be this kind of person. No, I mean, your accolades and your position, as far as whether it's your job, your career, whatever the case is, shouldn't be an indicator of how you innately treat someone or how you actually care for that person. It shouldn't be an expectation of me to know that these things could potentially happen because of the status quo that this person holds. That's like saying, like, okay, once you make it, you can't date nobody because everybody's going to assume that, you know, you just going to either kick them like, you know, Diddy did, you know, bank it like Beckham, or you should just expect that these things are going to happen. And I feel like that's just a really bad way of how we think about these things and how it's actually portrayed in society. That's just my personal.
I don't. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was just saying, I think this is a particular case, and not like many others that probably writes the logic that you're coming from. But when I'm looking for at this particular case, you're talking about someone with money and power who a lot of things has been suggested has been hushed by this money and power. A lot of people has gone take the full, been quieted. Now, when you're talking about someone with all this people in their camp who are not even going to say anything about him, for the most part, all they can say is their stories. Look at the one who said about there's an alleged story about Kim Porter, her nose being broken by Diddy. Now, no, they said this has been wiped from social media. He has the money and power to wipe that from social media, but then there are pictures, like few pictures left where they actually see this, and people in their camp who no longer is in their camp anymore is talking on it. Now, you're saying when we're even looking at those people that's talking about it and be like, nah, they're lying. They're just trying to get back at him. So if you're talking about anybody that goes against this powerful, rich man, and they're being blamed or not believed, what do you think people who are from his camp, I'm talking about anybody, when they say anything against him?
I'm gonna be honest.
What I'm saying is that it's speculation. All right, give it to you. I'll give them to you.
Okay.
I'm saying
there's a lot of speculation.
Okay.
A lot.
Let me give you.
I'll tell you what else there. Hold up, Chill. What was the dude name that she messed around with before Diddy?
Huh?
I'll be sure.
Leslie.
Is that
No.
You mean
I'm talking about Kim Porter. I'm talking about Cassie.
Oh.
What's the dude's name?
What's his name?
Ryan Leslie, a singer.
Yeah, I think it's him.
Ryan Leslie and P. Diddy was tight.
Well, they're like the same age too, so.
Ryan Leslie and P. Diddy was tight. They even did stuff together and everything, as far as you know, in the music industry. So you hop from one friend to the other.
See, you're talking about the moral. You're talking
about do something like that.
Okay, but you're talking on her character versus what shouldn't be done, which is physical. That's what we're talking about, though.
Okay.
This situation is what we're mainly talking about. But you're bringing up who she was with before him.
If you don't represent yourself any better than jumping from one friend to another,
so that already shows she has poor choice. She has poor choice, but that still doesn't mean that she should be hit.
Right. I'm not saying what he did was right, by no means whatsoever.
But that's what we're discussing. That's what we're discussing, but you're bringing up everything else.
All right. So
I'm not. But you're bringing up a lot of other stuff too that he didn't do to her.
You
because of what you brought up in rebuttal.
Let me tell you this: you are not going to win this. This is a battle with women that they're going to be hush hush about. Okay, stop. They are going to try to beat us into submission about this topic.
Whatever, chill, gaslighting, whatever.
what it is. Let's be honest. Look, there are women out here that and the DV thing, I get it. But let's just compare the two. There's some women who done got, the DV thing by somebody who was dusty and their life ain't going nowhere. So they angry. Now they looking at a situation like P. Diddy and they're like, shit, I'll switch. I'd rather get beat on my nigga that got some status versus a dude who ain't got no status. See, that's legit how it is. And then you got a bunch of people trying to compare their story and their dusty, mediocre life to somebody like Cassie and Diddy. Your situation don't matter because whatever happened to you, it happened with somebody who ain't elevate your life. She has somebody who elevated her life. That's why she stayed for a decade. And she tried to keep it hush. So this conversation is moot with all this dumb, pointless stuff that y'all be trying to throw at fellas about this.
There's a lot of DV victims who stayed in it for years, but for different reasons.
Listen, all right. Well,
everything blows up when that happens.
Her urge to stay may not be okay. It may not have been a right decision to stay, but she still should not have get hit at the end of it all.
But at some point, when does it be?
Or throughout it all.
At what point does the responsibility falls back on the individual? Like if I'm doing stuff, if I keep doing stuff, like let's just say I sleep with a chick and she straight up give me gonorrhea or something, straight up burn my ass, and then I go get myself killed and I go right back and get it again. Who goddamn fault is it?
And I understand that stance, but you just cut me. I understand that stance, but I still say that it still not be okay. Even knowing the different aspects that people come from. Stockholm syndrome as this.
Damn, y'all.
That's one thing you got to think about. There's fear. There's, how she's fearing that she's going to be not believed in the media. How she's going to be talked about in the media. Man. There's a lot of factors that come into it. You may not look at it as important, but that doesn't mean that it's not important to them at that moment, which affected their decision.
I apologize. I didn't mean to speak over you. I thought you was getting ready to land. I was gonna come right in behind you. My bad. But look, are you frozen? Oh, you was like you was about asking for a hug or something. I didn't know what's wrong with you. But look,
chill.
All right, so look, check this out. What I'm saying is, man, look, when it comes to ladies, this is why I don't believe nothing that come out y'all mouths. Because I know women's true nature. I know how y'all rock with. Truth be told, y'all don't even rock with ladies who do this. Y'all all got a goddamn friend and came to you and got bust upside the head, and she done came and complained to you. And you listened to her the first time, you listened to her the second time, but when she came the third time, you was like, listen here, I ain't got time to be listening to your story because I told you about them the first, the second, the third time. Don't come talking to me about it again. But then when y'all get in front of fellas, it's this lock arm into this kumbaya bullshit. I mean, bull mess. Did we pass the 7 minutes? I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Yo, we have 42 minutes.
Well, wait,
all right. I'm tripping, man. I'm
he tipsy.
Hard.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol.
This crazy ideology to where y'all want to just do away with your true nature. You know damn well women will get into a situation with a man with a status like that, and they will eat.
Not all, but then that's a fact. You're always saying all women.
Miss, where did you get your manners from?
I don't care this time. You're effing me up.
I don't care. It won't me.
I don't care. Get your tipsy behind out of here.
All right. It ain't me out there putting paws on women. All right. I'm just trying to tell y'all the difference between chicks getting paws put on by a dusty dude who can't elevate their life versus a guy who can. Women tend to eat a little bit more shit versus, you know what I'm saying, somebody who can't change their lives. And you can look at her track record. Hell, read the goddamn document that she filed, the PDF. It's right there. She'll tell you everything that she did. Hell, she was calling the sexual prostitutes, the male prostitutes. She was setting that up for Diddy. She was.
Did we say anything against her character as well?
Baby oil, baby. She was down with it, and he sitting there butt bar naked, oiled up. You seen him in the video. He was oiled up in that video.
Did we back up her character?
All right.
Did we back up her character? We never backed up her character of anything she did with that.
Okay.
No, because it still doesn't warrant her being hit and kicked.
I'm not.
It all goes right back down to the common denominator.
So hold on one second. So I don't think anyone, because I don't even want that to be on my platform, that anyone is saying that that's okay.
It's
Jess,
not.
I don't
Right.
hear him saying anything about it being okay.
Exactly, Jess.
100% what I'm hearing him is just trying to get to the psyche of why do
What
women stay?
What led up to it.
Not
And
it's
there are many
okay.
reasons, but he's
Right, so-
like straight on the blaming of situation rather than
Blaming nothing on it. I'm not blaming anything on the young lady.
I don't hear him blaming either. You know, I do think this is a sensitive topic for you, Jess. So you're looking at it through a lens of how you feel what's coming across. What I hear coming across, because I'm just trying to listen to everything that's going on right now. What I hear him saying is that, you know, let's like Quint, women put themselves in situations like that if it's something
and
crazy.
that's agreed.
Okay, and then okay, now you're in it. Now, what's the psyche of why are you staying in it, and why not just try to get out? And Chill is saying, well, why women don't get out is because they are financially gaining something that they would have never gained in their life from it before if they wasn't with a man like that.
Mhm.
So that's really all he's saying. But he's not saying it's okay and it's fine.
Exactly.
And women should take it just because of the financial benefits of it.
Thank you. I'm glad because see, Jess is coming in with Jess. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do know what's going on, but I ain't gonna be the total douche. And
You do know what?
I know.
What do you know, Chill? You know it all. All knowing Chill. Go ahead. What do you know?
I personally feel like you got.
Please.
Don't.
Boo, I what?
I feel
Please
like
misjudge me. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to prejudge you because I like you, Jess. You cool.
No, misjudge me. Go ahead. Because if you think I'm a deviant victim, I never been.
I ain't calling you a victim, but you know you might.
No, misjudge me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Not you yourself, or maybe within your home, maybe parents. Friends,
Nope.
close to you.
Nope.
So why are you so adamant about this? Why are you so?
I just don't think a man who is of a bigger stature and everything, y'all say we need these men and all that stuff, then you should not use your masculine power to put your hands or feet on a woman. That's all it is.
All right, so cool. Let's go with that thought.
I don't either.
Nobody said anything. Nobody's confirming Diddy to be a masculine man because masculine men don't need to put his hand on a woman. They do things look. They can make a woman.
His stature is still bigger than the average woman.
Yeah. Let's stop shooting the plane while it's up. I'm gonna land so you can fly too, baby. All
Because
right.
you're making no sense.
Yeah, you just don't like it. First of all,
because you're making no sense. You're going through turbulence.
Ooh.
Well, if you stop talking and let the pilot fly, I wouldn't go through turbulence.
Oh
It's
Lord,
not
this
smooth ride.
Sit your ass down.
I got a blind pilot.
Buckle up your
Blind
seatbelt.
pilot. Where's the co-pilot? I need the co-pilot. Quint, you ready?
next time,
Anyway.
I'm gonna make sure I send y'all some treats that got some devil's lettuce in them. Y'all
Yeah, they need some.
I need
So
to
let's
relax.
on that note, Kit, go ahead and talk about your business because I did want you to get your class out there real quick. So while we're in the middle, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we're gonna allow Kit to talk about her business, and then I want to talk about my upcoming show, Meet to Marry.
Absolutely, and it's super exciting. I'm excited about your show too. So, for those who don't know, I am the owner and operator of the Edible Incredible. We actually do cannabis education. We do cannabis advocacy. We also manufacture treats for different dispensaries and businesses, and we help you get established in the cannabis industry as well, depending on your lane. And on May 30th, we actually have a gummy making class. So if you like gummy candy, you want your gummy candy to have a extra twist, if you will, I will actually be teaching how to not only make your own gummies, but all the pitfalls that come with making candy at home and how to get it to a professional grade. So May 30th at 7:30, it will be a live class. You can access it online. Also, I will make sure that you have the link so that you can sign up. We have an option where we'll send you everything that you need to make your first batch, or you can just take the educational course and follow along. So it's going to be exciting and it's cool. So yeah.
Okay, so make sure before the stream ends that you drop your link in the description, in the comments, I should say, and also send it to me as well. If you can, I'll put it in the description of the video so that way we can get people to click on it.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited to talk about Meet to Marry, y'all. We have it coming up soon. It is going to be a banger. Let's drop. All right. Meet to marry coming soon. Coming soon, fellas. Take your shot at meeting Gabby. Pretty lady. She got a lot going for her. I'm not going to tell all of it on this stream. But when we're ready to do our Meet to Marry show, you guys will get an opportunity to talk to her, see if it's a match. Anyway, stay tuned. We got that coming up soon. We're going to make that happen. All right, back to the conversation. Professor, you back in the building. What's up, man?
Hey man, you said we couldn't say nothing for the first 7 minutes, so I need to go away for a little bit.
Yeah, you went by for 50 minutes.
Yes,
Hey,
Damn hour.
Tia called me, man. Tia called me. She saw my shirt. She called me.
Yo, let's see this shirt. Let's see this Tia shirt you got going on over here. Guys.
Oh, you know, it just say we belong together. That's all. Just me and her. Let me see if I can zoom. You know.
Yo.
You know.
Oh man.
That's what.
I'm trying to tell you.
Man.
I cannot.
That's what we need to do. That's what we got around here.
That's what we
That's
got
the thing, man. That's what we got around here. Plus, you know, Jess was getting a little upset, so I didn't want to talk about, you know, DV too much, you know.
Right. But what's your thoughts on it though? On the whole situation? Because but real quick before you chime in, I want to say this, right? I don't want to even pretend as men, or for me as a man, that I could even understand what could go on in a woman's psyche to make her stay in a situation like that. I do understand there's different variables to it because not every man is a Diddy. And also, a lot of women stay in situations like that when homie is broke. They be the one paying all the bills and all of that good stuff. Yet, the man is still, you know what I'm saying? The woman will still stay with that man. So in every situation, it's not the same. And that's where I think women could kind of bring more light to that situation. But you as a man, Professor, what do you feel? How do you think?
Professor, before you jump in, I really just want to say this because I know we're giving a lot of levity to the women because we're talking about the Diddy and Cassie situation. But we definitely need to make sure that we know that DV doesn't just happen to men, it happens to men as well. And when you give it this level of, oh, you know, it's just a woman thing, you know, of course, all of our strong Black men on here with she could never, I get it, but it happens. And not only does it happen in a way where men aren't able to express themselves about it because of embarrassment, because of, you know, how they feel about themselves in a situation that they're scared of how they'll be viewed and seen because they didn't, you know, do like Diddy and smack across the building or whatever, but, you know, took it a different way. So I just want to put that out there because we're definitely saying like women, DV women, and it happens to men and it happens more than people would think. And I just want to make sure, because y'all be the first people to say, oh, well, what about the men's? Well, I'm letting y'all know, y'all, it happens to y'all too.
It happened to me.
I used to be one of those,
I
but I
agree.
changed. I've changed. I used to say, well, what about the men's when it comes to DV and everything? And but I understand what type of fellas get abused. You know, if it's the
Still
fellas
not
who don't,
okay.
it's
White
still
and
not
sucker.
okay. I know. I ain't gonna call him a sucker. I'm just gonna call him. He's non-confrontational, and women know that. That's why they picked him, because they like, yeah, I'm gonna abuse him. That's
So
why
then
they
can't
picked
you
him.
say
It
that?
happened to me before.
Yeah, yeah. You
Can't
know,
we say that
me
about
too.
What happened? What happened in your situation, Quint? If you don't mind talking about it,
Well,
you a victim. Go
first
ahead and
off, let
talk
me let
about
y'all know that I'm 6'5", 230.
But you a big teddy.
And
Quint, you're
and
6'8", dog.
man,
talking
I'm 6'5".
Right.
6'8".
But
He's
tall.
6'12" on a good day.
most women that get to know me, they know that I'm not gonna, physically harm them or anything like that. But I will say that my tongue is, I talk some trash, and I've talked enough trash to make one jump up and just start swinging at me. And it was funny to me because it didn't hurt. But and I tell them to stop. But when they didn't stop, I just give them a good bear hug, until the eyes get bulgy, and then they realize the strength, and then they'll,
Till their eyes
they
get
you know
bulgy.
Yeah,
squeeze them like, don't hit me.
Like a, oh my god.
like anaconda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
What? You too damn big to be doing that. What the hell you mean? You pop the people out.
They should have known they were too small to try to hit me, right?
Because I'm one of those.
And I let them do it for a while. And then I just hug them real tight.
What the fuck did I say? I mean,
and
I don't know.
And I'll say real quick, Mingo, GMT, that and sort of the kid's point, one in 4 women are go through DV, and 1 in 9 men go through DV out of the 10 million people per year that have to go through DV. And it's not just physical, it's also mental. And having 3 sisters, 2 I grew up with, and a daughter. Can we curse now?
Go right ahead.
Because to be quite honest with you,
That's not the F-bomb.
I think Diddy's a bitch. I really think he's a bitch, because those kinds of things you don't do. Like the things that he did, first of all, you shouldn't hit a woman in general. You shouldn't hit anybody in general. But to do what he did, a woman is trying to get away from you after you've given her allegedly a black eye, to then throw her to the ground and then stomp on her like she's nothing. This is the woman you supposedly love. I have a big issue with that. And I hope that his daughter doesn't have to go through something like that. And yes, he can apologize, and at some point people can't forgive him. But at the end of the day, it's unacceptable. It's reprehensible. It's terrible. I would never want my daughter to go through that, because I know this. I would have to go through the mean streets of Philly to go have a conversation, because it was hard watching. I watched it a couple of times. It was just hard watching. It reminded me of what happened with Ray Rice and his wife. But no, I don't think it should happen to anyone. And the hardest part, and when most people pass away from DV, is when they're trying to leave. And you can sort of see that right there. She was trying to leave, and he got even more violent with her. So yeah, I don't agree with it. It was hard to watch. I don't, in any situation, if you can get out. But yeah, and people in those situations, a lot of times, whether it's a money situation or a situation where there's no socioeconomically you're poor, in those situations, they're difficult because either you can't work or don't have enough money to leave. But also, if you do have the ability to work, the guy doesn't want you to. So there's a lot of issues that go on, a lot of reasons why people don't leave. And then if you are the breadwinner, love is blind. Scientifically, it's proven it. Love is blind. You can't see what everyone else can see. And so sometimes it's hard to leave those relationships, especially if you're in a situation where the man is the breadwinner and doesn't allow you to work, or if there's kids involved. So yeah, I didn't agree with it. It is a bitch. He's a hoe for that. If it was my daughter, it'd be on site. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
What if he can beat you?
Exactly.
Hey, listen here. Hey, it's
And
still on site, bro. It's
you
still on
know
site.
what's happening.
Hey,
It's still on site. Hey, Quint, you 6'12", 250. You may be able to beat me, but at the end of the day, bro, you still gonna know I came at you. It's not gonna be something that's accepted.
But you know what though? It's funny you brought up the situation with Ray Rice, right? Did you look at the entire video?
I looked at just the piece where he drug her out of the elevator, but I didn't see the whole video, and I don't agree with what Solange did either. So I mean, it goes both sides.
So,
but no, I didn't see the whole video, Quint.
On that video with Ray Rice, right? The entire time in the parking deck, she's swinging at him, grabbing on him, pulling on his clothes and stuff, messing with him. Then they get in the elevator, and she jumped over on him. She had been jumping on him the whole time. Now, I don't condone him punching her and that, but when does it come a time that you can protect yourself?
Did you see Jonathan Majors? Did you see what he did? He ran down.
He ran away and still got everything taken from him.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? Ray Rice did what he did and still didn't get back in the league. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And he still got his wife.
Hey, it is what it is. But I don't condone DV from men to women, women to men, men to men, women to women. It doesn't matter. I don't condone it. But at some point, you know you're a bigger person. Like you said, Quint, you didn't hit a woman. You give him a hug.
Right.
Give him a hug.
Come here.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what.
Here.
I'm gonna say this. What she's talking about, the Project 2025, and a lot of stuff that's going into the that's coming about due to all the feminist movement, all these other groups. A lot of this stuff is going to change big time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes a time where it's not considered DV anymore and turns to just simple assault.
You mean how it was back in the day? It was the obligation.
You'll catch up with it. It'll catch up with you. You'll figure out what I'm saying when all these things start coming into place.
If y'all haven't paid attention to it, definitely, I will say, yeah, definitely take a look at what Project 2025 is and what it all entails. But and this kind of goes to what Mr. I'm so bored right now. I would say I'm so chill, but he just looks, I'm so ready.
Wow.
You know, not all bald people can have fun. Okay, a partner's boring, yeah. Okay, but no, when you was like, why do they stay? I mean, and we again, this is a speculation.
I'm not asking. I know why they stay. I'm just trying to game y'all.
But that's not true, because if that's the case, then what about the ones that stay because they've tried to leave and they can't leave?
What's this? I tried to leave. What does that mean?
Have you never? You ain't seen enough Lifetime television or enough.
That's what's wrong with y'all ladies. You ain't seen enough Lifetime television.
I know real situations.
It ain't real life.
Right.
I know real situations.
The hardest part is for them to leave.
Just because you have no empathy does not mean that you got to gauge it by a whole cross.
We have networks where women and people with their children or whatever will literally go and hide and try to get away from these people because they can't any other way. So it's one of those things where, like, some people have to take on whole other lives in order to get away from someone just simply because that person will have control over them. I mean, you don't know them. Why does it matter, Baldy?
I'm saying, what's their name? You're bringing up all these stories about these individuals.
Well, if you don't, but if you don't know them, why do their names matter? Are you going to go call them?
No, I'm going to look up this case and see what it was. Because, see, I like to dissect everything and do a 360 analysis of things. I don't just like to take things for face value like a lot of people tend to do.
Let me tell you something.
That makes no sense.
Google is
because not everything make reports. That makes no sense. But go ahead. Do your thing. Fly your plane. turbulence and all. Fly,
There
fly,
we go.
fly.
One more time, hit you right now.
So Google, let me tell you something.
So
Google is that bitch. Okay, she will, and if you know how to Google right, she gonna give you a couple of different situations and info that's gonna have you it's gonna make your hair grow. I promise.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Man.
And you know, hopefully,
You got just high, boy.
damn, I was
I think there's no hope in that.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna be a milk dub.
Nah, no hope, no hope.
Hey, look.
Gave up hope.
If Google can help me get hair, it'll probably help you, get unsingled. But I don't think that's gonna work for you.
Oh boy.
Was that a low blow?
Say that.
But that's,
Not the manhole talking about somebody being single.
crazy thing because I could literally tag a couple of my boyfriends if they make you feel
And that's a problem with character. But go ahead.
Hey,
Fly your plane.
We're about to meet to marry.
That plane about to crash.
There you go. We meet
those that are hair deficient. I can tag a couple of my boyfriends if it'll make you feel better.
It don't matter.
Look, let me help you. Let me help you.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
What the hell y'all doing?
I don't know what y'all talk about. Everybody talking at the same time.
All right.
Exactly.
And I like to let him chill. Let me let you know when you come for the girl, come ready because you too like to fight and too thin to win, baby. Let me let you know that immediately.
Kid, it's okay. We're about to meet to marry. It's okay. We're about to meet to marry.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna be on meet to marry. You shooting yourself in the foot right now, man. You just yep. Yes. Hide that temper and that attitude of yours because if you go on that show and they see that beforehand,
I know. I'm screwed.
You don't want to become a layup. Don't become a layup.
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
trying to tell you. Do not become a layup.
Though. The crazy thing is that they all still love me. Isn't that amazing? All this attitude, all 5'2" of me, they still love me. Ain't that cute? That's so cute. On this wonderful
sexual
Sunday.
access does not
because the edible is incredible.
Yeah.
Look.
Hey, that was a good one.
No on the front bus riding and driving.
That's your new slogan. The edible is incredible. New slogan.
Incredible. That part.
I'll bake you a cookie.
Chill.
What's up?
Chill. I see it in your boy.
About to go.
I see it in your boy. Please don't.
I'm not.
Please don't, Chill.
I love it. I'm always here for it. I get up close and personal with it. Everything.
I see it in you, Chill. Please don't.
My devil's lettuce on the camera. I'll let y'all even see that. But it's okay. Go ahead. We don't want to demonetize nothing. But go ahead. It's cool.
You already demonetized it. I think we all did.
You gonna let me see what?
But now, anyway, let's get back to the nitty gritty, man. Look, let's keep it a buck. Ladies, have y'all been in a relationship where you left somebody and you knew you was through with him? What do y'all do when y'all leave somebody and you really want to, and you know for a fact that you through with him? You erase that man from your mind. You don't call, you don't text, you don't try to fight, you don't try to sue. No matter if that man will put his hand paws on you. But with the person that you're not through with, Miss Cassie, she's not through with Diddy. See, the why I get so annoyed with people because they don't see what it really is. No, she's not through with Diddy. After been suffering for 5 years with a bum like Alex Fine, looking like Vanilla Ice, backup dancer, ice, baby. Come on, man. He ain't got no status. His life ain't going nowhere. So guess what she thought? I need to get back to Diddy, man. I need to find some way to attach my name to him because now her name is starting to get. Come on now, y'all got to understand what it is. You got to see it what it is, and I'm not condoning the abuse. Yes, the man is a monster. Yes, the man is weird. Yes, that man like too much astral glide and baby. No, okay, we know this, but she also knows this, and it's not going to stop her from trying to get close with him. She's still going to try to get back.
I think this is bigger than her at this point. You know, this whole thing that got released, they knew he couldn't get arrested off of this, right?
Right.
But what they're trying to do is public assassination.
Oh,
yes. The public opinion for a rich man is worse than the court system that could actually lock him up. And they know that. So what this whole thing, in my personal belief, I feel like it was the FBI who released this. Or the CIA. Or whoever had it. But it wasn't her. It wasn't her.
Wasn't her at all.
and that's what I'm saying. This definitely came from a higher power
Way
that allowed
higher.
this to come out because there's something bigger that's coming for him than her.
Mhm.
I do feel I personally feel like she got her 30 million. She's done. She's done.
Oh,
You know
oh,
what
yeah.
kills me about this situation? What kills me is that anytime it's a black celebrity, the main people that jump on them and talk about them are blacks.
Black people. Yes. You want to know why?
We would if something gets started, we're like piranhas on our own.
Well,
when the dude Dana White
smacked his
when his wife slapped him in the club and he slapped her back, a couple people tried to say something. And I feel like he was okay for doing that. I feel like if she slapped him, she should be able to take what she gave out. But they shut that down quick. No, that was self-defense, so on and so forth. I didn't hear any black media say anything about it.
Because they're not allowed to, man. You know what game we playing? Certain folks.
That's just like with R. Kelly.
Oh, goddamn it.
That's just like with R. Kelly. People still loved him all the way up to Step in the Name of Love. But once I feel like once Jay-Z paid them girls to come out on him or what have you, now he's a monster.
He was with you until you mentioned R. Kelly.
So what?
He was with you until you mentioned R. Kelly.
Oh no.
And I mean, but I mean, even with that, right? Even with that, you mean to tell me that you want to just kill this guy, but you don't have any ill feelings towards the guardian or parents of these children that would let them go to their studio? They wouldn't let their little girls come to work with me.
But
that's never said. But no one ever mentions that.
Ooh.
They just want to mention R. Kelly. No one ever mentions their parents and their guardians that let them go there because they thought it was going to get famous.
All right.
All I'm saying, and I can't speak for Chill, but I think Chill is going along the same lines. All I'm saying is we always want to jump about the end result, and we never jump about the road that led them there. And I feel like we need to start.
Like,
so
why is it never that the behavior should be better versus, oh, well, you let them go there, so that's the end result.
We know
we automatically assume that you're going to be a predator because we're trying to get a music career. Like,
we know the behavior should be better. No one is saying the behavior shouldn't be better. What we're saying is the behavior should be better as far as the guardians and the parents and the people that's guiding these people, that's letting them go to this spot, letting them get to that point.
Man, bump all that.
Look. Hold on 1 second, Quint. I agree with him. Here's the thing. It's not saying, I think what Jessica was saying earlier, what Just Justify was saying earlier, and what Kid is saying is two of the same things. Why is it y'all not talking about the behavior? The behavior is the behavior. You can't, I'm a father. I protect my son. And the way I protect my son is not allowing him to be somewhere by himself. That's how I protect my son, right? So I don't trust anyone just to trust them because they seem like good people. I don't do that. My job as a man is to protect what's mine, period. I don't even let my wife go around other men. That's how I am. I have to protect her as well. She's mine. So the one thing that I do understand, because I think a lot of women do talk in the sense of, I'm tired of hearing what the victim should have did as opposed to what the actual criminal did. I don't think the fellas are saying the criminals are okay. We're calling out the bad behavior. Criminals are criminals. Diddy, in my eyes, a criminal. What's his name? R. Kelly? Criminal. Yo, you can't take away from the fact, dog, you sleep with my daughter and she's 15, dog. It's red rum in the building. It's going down. is going down. You know what I'm saying?
But you her parents signed for that though?
I'll gladly go to jail. And if you happen to take me out in the process of it, I'll gladly die for mine. So what I'm saying is that I don't think the fellas are saying there's no point or blame, but I don't think the conversation is had enough to say mothers and fathers, protect your daughters, protect your sons, keep them away from these monsters. These are monsters. And if not, I'm going to be sitting there looking at y'all tooth and nail. And every time you talk and you want to do business because my daughter's an awesome singer, you talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then through me, we go on.
And I agree with that, Mingo. Trust me, it's not like if I'm not seeing where the angle that they're trying to go by. My thing is that they're looking at it from one lens, in a sense, as in to say, they're looking at it from one lens, as in to say that sometimes, just as how you don't, that you will protect your son from even going into that situation, some of these young ladies don't even have that community support. And that's the stuff that I'm looking at altogether. They're different realms of why. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm discrediting yours. I'm not discrediting, anything else. But I'm just saying that it's like there are different realms when it comes to that. Now you're gonna tell me that if a girl coming from a messed up family and has that opportunity, that she's going to deny it. She's not going to jump on it. If she doesn't have the proper family to be like, don't go there, he's a predator, let me check him out, whatever. Not all, and I'm talking about men and female, anyone that go into these situations, not all of them have this community backing. Now maybe it's a truth of what happens, period, in different situations. Not everyone have the family, the community about them. And that's probably something that we do have to tackle. We have to tackle reforming our communities. How we show up for each other.
Let me ask you a question.
With, when we think about celebrity status versus not, because how many times did Michael Jackson get accused and people were still bringing their kids to the Never Land Ranch or whatever the hell it was called? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't even matter like about the accusation. It's about how people choose to feel about a person. It's the same way that when Kanye was our mouthpiece and saying what we wanted him to say, everybody loved Kanye. As soon as Kanye started saying MAGA, whatever, and everything else, all of a sudden nobody wanted to rock with Kanye. All of a sudden he's crazy.
I still love Kanye.
Like, Kanye is
subjective.
He was like this. I love you. Like, we together. Like, married.
Let me give you all an example of what I mean by what I'm saying. And Jess, I mean, since GMT started this and had you on, you have had sound knowledge and everything, and I agree with damn near everything you say. So just to, so I'm not saying that I disagree with you. But I feel like I'm trying to make a different point here. In the situation with George Floyd, right?
Oh, goddamn.
We saw a police officer with his knee on a guy's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, right? When someone is struggling to breathe, their neck is tense. When that person lose consciousness, I guarantee that police officer's knee dropped probably about 1.5 inches, if not 2, because his neck was limp. And then he still kept his knee on his neck. So now, most blacks were in an uproar about the fact that this police officer had killed this man on film. And the look in his eye, he didn't care about any life. He didn't care about this man's life at all, right? How am I a bad guy? Because I still feel like that was wrong. How am I a bad guy to feel like if George Floyd would have just got in the car, he may still be alive? If he wouldn't have been out there all that bull jive and hollering and crying and all that bull jive and just sat in the back seat of that car, he said, "Oh, I don't fit." Yeah, he was 6'4", 6'6", or something like that. I got bad knees, so I probably would have had a hard time fitting. So I would have done my legs any kind of way let's get this over with. See, me
But
myself,
now you're talking
I know.
against.
No. What I'm trying to say
No, I mean
is,
you're talking against what you said earlier, as in to say the what if, woulda, coulda, shouldas. He didn't do
no. What
that,
I'm
but he
trying to
still
say,
shouldn't have lost his life.
no. What I'm trying to say is that I know that my chances of being treated bad are great in any interaction with law enforcement. Whether I'm guilty or not, I know it's a great chance that I may be mistreated. So what I do is try to avoid at all costs having to have interaction with law enforcement. If I do have to have an interaction with law enforcement, I'm trying to make it go away as quick as possible. I'm not, I know my rights and all this. I'm not gonna give you my ID just because you asked for it for nothing. I'm gonna ask what's going on. What why am I, what's the law that I broke, and so on and so forth. I'll ask that.
Conclusion, Quint.
But I'm not going to get into a fight with law enforcement, get into a struggle with law enforcement. If he say put your hands behind your back, like Ice Cube said, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So I'm not one of those. I'm one of those thinkers. Yes, that's what I am, a thinker. And I'm not going to do the hooping and hollering at the end. I'm going to go from the beginning to the end of how we can avoid this. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I just wanted to touch on, hello, happy Sunday, everybody. I'm not going to be on here long, so I'll just, just say a word and get up off here. But I did want to touch on the whole topic of women, just the regular schmegular everyday woman that is in situations of a AB or DV where why didn't they leave? And we talked about, we knew there are some people that we may have known, people that we've come across. I can attest that I haven't personally been in any situations like that, but I've known women like that, that's been with the dusty guys, with the baby daddy that is like their everything. And I don't have and won't claim to have the credentials to psychoanalyze them. But as their friend at that time, I was like, what do you need me to do? Do you need me to pick you up? If I had to pick them up, I picked them up. If I had to meet them on the corner somewhere, I met them on the corner somewhere. If they said they needed money because they wanted to go to a hotel for the night, I gave them the money to go to a hotel. I know a girl that drove all the way from states, nonstop, from New York to Florida to get away from a situation that she ended up going back to. I'm not in a place to ask her, girl, what's wrong? All I can do, or what I did do, was try to be a friend to her or to them, and to try to be there as best as I could be. And I have even been in a situation where she even went back to the dude and told them what I said and put me in the middle of it. But that was me still being a friend. We don't know what these women go through psychologically. Yes, sometimes these men could be their everything. Sometimes because of the fact we talk about when it comes to having sex and those attachments that come with it, right? So you give your body to a man, there's attachment to that. And then you couple that with having a child or children with them. It's not going to be, oh, I just woke up today and he was mean to me, or he went upside my head and I'm going to just walk out the door. It's not an easy decision to make. Ask all the women that sit down and wait 10, 15, 20 years to get a divorce from the man they had 3 kids with. But oh my gosh, why are they just doing it now? Because now, for whatever reason, they're finally sick and tired of whatever abuse or whatever they was dealing with. So I don't think it's fair to say it's a come up situation, or it's a, oh, well, the bag must have been cute, or, you mad because she got the 30 million and you didn't. No, there's attachment involved, psychological, physical, emotional, all of that. So I think we need to be really mindful of how we word things, so it's not just coming from a place of judgment and scrutiny.
Yeah,
That's all I
man,
got.
y'all ladies, I appreciate that. Y'all ladies full of S, man. You can look at the divorce rates and tell that whole thing was just respect to you, but I'm just gonna be honest. That thing
That's
was
fine. You
not
can 100%
fair. And I'm
disagree
gonna
with me. That's fine, because I disagree with point what you say.
I know you do,
Babe, babe, come off camera while you're going in the store. I'm gonna or you
I'm
could
not going in the
drop
store.
it.
I'm standing outside.
all right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so let me finish what I was saying. Like, damn. All right, so look, that. Come on, man. Like, look at the divorce rates, right? Everybody want to say, well, there's the psychological, there's this and that. Damn, you got a bunch
Is
of
a
women.
factor.
You got a bunch of women that's in a happy relationship with a man that provided, that gave you kids, he was a good dad, and never put his hands on you, and you just up and leave him. But then when we talking about abuse, it's like, oh, there's psychological things. There's this, there's that, there's this.
AB, man, AB.
The abbreviation. There we go. The feet and paws situation. Feet and paws. Anyway, we're talking about that. But then they stay in it because there's a power dynamic at play. And the fact is that a lot of people don't understand what that looks like, and they don't understand how it works. So they just sit up there looking on the inside like, all right, I see her going back to this. Now I'm gonna just use this situation as a bludgeon instrument to beat the dudes over the head into the corner that I want them in on this specific topic. And it's just dumb. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with dudes putting their hands on women. I don't agree with women trying to turn this into something that they don't understand. You really know the truth. She's only there with the dude because of his status. And then when it comes to a chick with a dude who ain't no status, maybe he's a pookie and she's trying to change him. Isn't that something that y'all like to do when y'all young? Y'all get with the bad boy and then he putting feet and paws on you. You like, but if I keep giving him these cheeks, he gonna change.
The sad part is you don't want to acknowledge, but even what you're talking about is psychological malfunctioning. Like if her thinking that she's going to change this man that's not going to change, or whatever other situations it is definitely contributions of psychology in there. You're just trying to look at it as one facet rather than when there's other different facets. Some other facets, there could be a fear of escalation of violence if they try to leave, financial need, lack of another place to go, lack of help from law enforcement, awareness of what their abuser is capable of, which seems to be one of the factors that could be in the situation. Threats from their abuser, nowhere to go, feeling like leaving home is admitting defeat. Now, I'm not saying it's necessarily one of those, but those could be a factor, and you're only looking at it from one thing.
Okay, I'm only looking at it from one thing because we're talking about this dynamic, dealing with people with status. I'm not talking about the regular dusty people in the Walmart and the bargain bin. I ain't talking about y'all.
And she did deal with somebody
So I do want to talk about it all, right? Because I think I think just like Jess said,
a lot of different reasons.
There's multiple dynamics with it. Jess, your gain on your mic is very high.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you sound
put it down right
super
now.
elevated. But so
that's ridiculous.
I've seen situations with the Pookie, right? Where you knew this dude was a complete dusty. And this happened in New York, where the woman had an order of protection out on the guy. She kept calling the cops, right? Kept calling. My man kept showing up. She knew that, he gonna come in, guns blazing. And so the cops came to the house. While she was in the house with the police, my man decided to show up. Everything was on camera. He came in and clapped everybody, cops and all. So sometimes these women, they get into the situation and maybe it was bad and maybe there was a lot going on. Then they try to get out of it. And the fear of, if I leave, that might be it for me. It's a real thing. That's why I'm like, okay, there's different sides to the story. And why I love to have the women on the panel, because it gives us their perspective of it. And for me, I don't want to discredit it, but I do understand where Chilla's coming from, where Quint's coming from, they're coming from the process of prevention.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you not get yourself into that position if not to begin with, for so long? And I guess that's where the support comes in, right? That's where the support comes in, where as Tiffany, as Dion said, where she was trying to be supportive to her friend. And even though her friend, because I know the friend, and she went back to the situation that was, and this dude was a straight up bum.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But
that's my case.
That's not every case, though. That's it. That's her case.
Right. But I rest my case when I was like speaking about it, But I get it. And look, I sympathize from both sides. Truth be told, I do. I definitely sympathize on the regular smuggler folks, like our people, our category, because there is a lot of situation where, unfortunately, ladies get themselves coupled up with, some of these emotional bad guys, because these bad guys, they are emotional dudes. You see the way they move, and the moment you talk about you ready to leave them, they at your apartment ready to shoot you and everybody that's with you. I saw a young lady who did lose her life in her apartment complex building. The dude was just outside broad daylight following her around, and he shot her in the parking lot. But like he said, I'm talking about prevention. If you see these emotional dudes out here, these dusties, you are supposed to have the common sense to avoid them. So at what point does it become your fault because you thinking, I'm gonna keep messing with these dusties because they just give me a thrill that the pencil pocket wearing dudes don't give me, or the dude that's focused on his paper don't give me. He just, he got them cornrows. He wear his pants like this. He got them tattoos on his neck. He even got one on his forehead. Girl, he gonna thrash me tonight. But then when things go left and he ready to thrash you for real, like unalive you, there's a problem. Like,
well, let's go through, and I hear what you're saying, Chill. So I'm gonna go through a couple things real quick. The top 4 categories of people who go through DV: Native American, Alaskan Pacific, and Alaskan Pacific, Blacks, and LGBTQ. The second piece of that is the top 3 categories of jobs that people have is cop, corrections officer, and men who work with women. So if I'm dating a person who's a cop, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to go to a cop. If I'm dating someone who's a corrections officer, it's kind of hard for me to go to the cops and try to get their help because that's their colleague. So when you look at those top 2 tiers, and we're talking about 40% of those people, the cops and corrections officers who are abusing women, this is CDC and NIH. I'm sorry, AB, who are going through that. This is, again, CDC and NIH information. It's kind of hard to get out of that situation, and you don't always see in the first 6 months that type of violence, whether it's control or it's verbal. A lot of times you don't see that. Sometimes you're 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months into it when you see it. So it's kind of hard to say prevent it because when you're in it, and it's hard to get out. And again, that's when most people go through a bad situation, is when they're trying to leave that situation. And it's not just as easy as going to a friend's house. There's a lot of steps you need to go through. I know someone who was a DV counselor, and they say the same thing. They see a lot of that, and socioeconomically, the people who are the poorest go through it the most. So where do they turn? Where do they go to? They have nowhere to go. So it's kind of hard to prevent a lot of these things when you have nowhere to go to, or the person that's doing it is a cop or corrections officer. That's the unfortunate part.
Well, why aren't these people stereotyped, or why aren't these people stereotyped, or given that title as being, those type of people? Why is it that they're given a break? We're not given a break. Men are stereotyped as everything, especially black men. So you mean to tell me that this high percentage of people that commit those crimes, or whatever the case, or those misdoings, aren't labeled as that? What's wrong? Something's wrong, isn't it?
There's an issue with the
People,
system.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jess. I want to ask you a question, Jess. When you said I'm one of those types, what did you mean by that?
What?
When I was talking about the George Floyd situation, and you said I was one of those types, what did you mean by that?
I don't know.
That you're
I don't
6'12",
recall.
50.
I don't even remember saying it.
I was probably talking about something else. Because with that
okay.
situation, you know, I agree with your stance on that. You know, to be honest. I think I know what.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Go ahead. I think it was when you said that.
I wanted to ask a question after.
Yeah. Well, I think it was where it was because during that time I remember watching a lot of interactions from people and everything. I'm a person that also likes to be in the comment section. So there were the people that even though his life was taken, they were still flipping it because of his character and all of that, rather than saying that his life still shouldn't have been taken in that way. Even so, but I do agree with you that yes, if he resisted or whatever the situation is, that probably would have alleviated that. Granted, also the fact that he was, from what I believe the story was, that he was selling Lucy's and things like that, and he wasn't supposed to, or whatever the situation is. But altogether, he wasn't supposed to have his life taken that way.
Right. I understand. I didn't know much about him. I mean, more came out about his lifestyle afterwards because they said something about he was using a fake $20 bill or something like that. But regardless
Still
of
shouldn't
whether
have
he
lost his life.
no, I don't think anyone should lose their lives at the hand of a police officer like that. What I'm saying is, in any situation, like the situation when I was talking about the dog in the cage, you said the dog should be put down for biting a person that came in its space.
Well, I get your logic with that, and I get that. I don't disagree with that. I say put down with a dog biting, period. That's just what it is for me. But unfortunately, that person should also get charged for trespassing or going into the space.
So the person would lose their pet because the other person went into that pet space. You know what I'm saying? That don't seem fair.
I get the logic with that. I get the logic.
But now, but even with the George Floyd situation, like I said in the beginning, it was despicable how he lost his life. It was wrong, and I really think that dude should have gotten the death penalty. Well, no, that would have been too good. He'd have got out of it too easy. I feel like he should get life in prison. Life with no chance of parole, so he could actually live his life out, knowing he'll never be free. But with that being said, I can agree to two different things, and that's why I was going through that as far as, you know, him, you know, doing anything it took to stay alive to take care of his family.
So on that note, right, I want to make a statement and then I want to ask a question. My statement is this, right? So this is why strong men are so important. And this is what we're missing, right? I get what all the ladies are saying when it comes down to what shouldn't have happened. But I think what fathers supposed to do and men in your life are supposed to do is teach you, and not you don't necessarily got to have a father, but just understanding men with logic, right? Mm-hmm. What we offer is more than what a lot of women can offer their son. And it's a very important part of being a man. It's how to prevent things from happening to you. And a lot of it is, okay, well, after the fact, let's protest. After the fact, let's hit the streets. After the facts, let's speak up for what was wrong. Where the protection and the guidance of a strong leader will help you. It doesn't stop everything, right? But what it does is it helps you navigate through life on making logical decisions. I had a conversation with my son this morning, and it was crazy because he's 6 years old, and he was saying, Dad, I can't control how I feel when I'm mad. So what I did was I gave him just different consequences of an adult when an adult can't control himself when he's mad or when something were to happen. And I let him know our options is jail or dead. That's it. When we make bad choices as men, we either end up in jail or dead. If I went and hit somebody on the street right now, the likelihood is he could retaliate on me and something could happen. So what happens? It doesn't mean that he was right for killing me. I'm sorry, YouTube. It doesn't mean it was right for him to take me out, right? But the fact that I went and I put myself in a situation of harming someone, I don't know what his consequences would be. So why talk about the if, after, and the fact that homie for doing that was wrong? Yes, that's a part of the conversation. But the other part is, why did you go hit him? And that's what the fellas are saying. And I think what I hear the women saying is exactly what mothers give their kids. It's exactly the nurturing part, the protection of the children, right? Of, after the fact, this happened. How could I nurture you back into health? While we're like, yo, you shouldn't have did that from the beginning. That's what we have to offer. But on that note, go ahead.
Well, I mentioned earlier too that I did emphasize the importance of community, because that is important. Because even when you tell him the outcome of being angry, with the analogy of your son, then even there need to be ways of how to cope with that anger, what to do, how to deal with it when you're in that space. Some people say go punch pillows, go, whatever the situation is. But then you also have to tell them, preactive stuff before getting to that ultimate.
I don't tell my son to go punch pillows. I tell my son, listen, because that's an act of violence, whether a lot of people want to look at it like that or not. What you want to teach your children is when they're in those emotional states, the way to control themselves. This way they don't end up a Diddy, right? Because it turns from punching a pillow to it actually being a person. So, because men, we deal with our emotions different than y'all. We're not like y'all. Y'all know y'all can't beat a man on average, right? So the fact is, you guys will use your tongue to get at us. Men are known in history to deal with things in violence. Mm-hmm. So if we're going to deal with things violently, then we need to learn how to control ourselves when we feel those violent emotions. So it's punching something, hitting a punching bag. That's not always the solution. Your child should know how to defend himself in those type of situations. But the solution should be for your sons, not your daughters, for your sons, is to use his brain and think before he and get in control of those emotions. That's what matters for men. So this way we don't get mad when a woman decides she wants to hit us and not do like Quint, because Quint did the right thing. He hugged her, right? Chill. And I'm going to hug you tight enough to where you feel it, to where you know you hitting a man, right? You're not hitting a little kid. You're not hitting a little boy. You're hitting a man. Calm down, because I could hurt you, right? But I'm not going to. And in return, Quint uses logic in that situation, right? You're not going to just let a woman beat on you, right? So that's what men do when we're in situations, is try to think. And that's why I say, fathers, stay in your kids' lives. I don't know if Diddy had a father or not. I have no clue. All I know is
he did.
He did.
They said they had a dad.
Yeah, he passed away early. He was in the streets. He was in the street life. So his mom raised him.
And there we go. So he didn't have a strong male figure, right?
I knew it.
Right. So and like we say, it's not every man raised by a mama that goes through this, right? But we could look at the stats and say that the majority of men in jail right now don't have that kind of situation going on. They don't have a father going on in their lives. So if we look at the majority, then we speak to the majority. We can't talk to the minority, right? That's why I say, father, stick in your kid's life, man. The other question I wanted to ask the panel was this. What do you think that this is doing to the black male image?
Oh, I already know. Listen, it is so, fellas. If y'all haven't known throughout, look, I'm 43, and I learned at an early age that no matter what goes on out here in this world, whether it's COVID, whether it's grape, whether it's death, they always make sure they put our face out there, front and center. We had a lot of DB cases going on with fellas who didn't look like us. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as they get one that looked like us, they're like, all right, we can throw them under the rug. Let's put his shiny baby oil Astroglide wearing butt up here on the TV so he can take all the attention. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. I know that's what it is. It's so frustrating. But because usually when one of us get on there and they make it sound so egregious, not saying that it wasn't, because it was, and it's like you forget about all them other palm colored folks who just literally did some skullduggery stuff. You got your Kevin Spacey, you got all these dudes, and they back in Hollywood now. This man, he out here doing the Hershey Highway. He lighting them dudes up, boy. And he's back in Hollywood. Everybody forget about him. Everybody forget Weinstein. His charges is getting dropped. He about to get out. But P. Diddy now. They got our boy P. Diddy. I mean, not our boy. I'm sorry. I don't want to say that. All his stuff. But they got P. Diddy. They got a black man to now be the face of this. And that's, he's high profile, so it's pretty easy to do. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to volunteer. It's going to be a lot of ladies making clips and videos and saying, see, I told you this is what the black man do. They're animals, they're beasts. Ooh. All that dumb stuff, because that's usually how it goes. You see how they took and ran with the whole, well, a billionaire said black women are for grown people, and they all on the internet, and that man had to come out and say,
I didn't say that.
He said, I didn't say that. And that's just
white people said she didn't say that.
Right. And so now I'm just ready. I'm ready for the drove of my sisters, because sisters, I love y'all. Y'all do know I have an affinity of love for you and you only. Everybody else just get their jaws flipped. I got respect for you. But
oh my God.
I already know I'm ready for them to come at our heads, because that's what it do. Anytime there's a brother on TV that's in a certain status, man, they use him as a barometer, and they just beat us over the head with it, man. And that's just what it's going to be. They're going to try to beat us into submission and be like, well, y'all animals, you dogs, because they ain't getting the results that they really want.
Right.
But the colonizers are still going to be coming for us.
Well, I hear it from our sisters, to be honest with you, man. A lot of black women over this situation, they now feel like, oh, black men are dangerous. And anytime you have to face it, we all know about the stories about the white men that dated our sisters and straight red rummed them. And it's still not like, oh, they're dangerous. But when it comes down to a black man doing something, we get labeled very bad by our own sisters. So what's your thoughts on that, Kit? Please let me know. I know you got something to say on this, Kit.
Man, fix your internet so we can hear you, Kit.
Oh boy.
We can't even see you, girl. That thing pixelated. It's like
it's kind of pixelated. You connected to your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is I can see y'all clear as day. That's wild.
Oh, of course, because we got good connections.
She must got Windstream.
Windstream is crazy.
All right, I'm gonna stop. I was being facetious. I apologize.
Very much so.
Kid need to meet the married cable man.
Hey, spell facetious real quick. Chill. Spell facetious. Can you spell facetious though?
I can. It's spelled Thill.
You said, all right, pause. Let me see. F-A.
Yo, you don't gotta do all that. Yo,
what's she saying? What's she spelling?
You know it's hard when you look in the sky when you try to spell something. You like.
Let me go ahead and get that mama out.
You in the sky looking for the letters.
He like PH.
No.
I was putting on the pieces.
Use it in a sentence.
Sorry, I know
Yo,
you were about to
your
say something, Kit. My bad.
No.
All right, come on.
Ooh. I almost want to say no comment just because I feel like it's so many things to unpack. I don't know. I just feel like I get your side of it as far as, okay, we do prevention, versus, fixing, the problem after the fact. I just, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the times it's always, oh, how could you have prevented this? How could this have not happened? Versus we just being good people to each other. And it's always, well, you shouldn't have set yourself up in that situation in that way. But that's the main thing. Like I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, boy, I want to say something so badly, but I'm not.
You
trying
should. You should. You want a panel, girl. You want a panel.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
want to
man.
panel with people who can talk back. So say it.
Yeah, man.
Look, Mr. Clean, I need for you to relax. Like,
I'm just saying,
you extra spicy. Like, I need for you to,
Spicy. Spicy.
Yeah, don't ever call you spicy.
That's what you're gonna settle down with.
Settle down with who?
He just settled down with who?
Kid gonna have you singing that Chris Brown and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Chill about to be those geriatric husbands. That's what he.
She out of your league, ain't you, Jill?
Whoa. What you mean by that? What you mean by that, Jess? Hold on. What you mean by geriatric?
Gonna be one of them old dudes getting married.
Hey, he not old.
Just so his wife could wipe his butt
only
and his head.
Y'all act like women don't age.
She gonna love doing it too.
Women age like milk.
That is diabolical.
Men age like fine wine.
So check it, right? There's another question that was asked by somebody in the chat, and it says, do this Diddy thing change the dynamics on how women feel about being protected?
Quiet, nigga. Your mouth piss on pipe.
Listen,
Lord Jesus.
You stupid, man.
Ladies, do y'all feel as if, first of all, do most of y'all even, because y'all talk to other women, do y'all feel protected by black men?
I feel protected.
I do.
In my
So you got to have one.
They don't need no man.
I think he's just speaking.
I ain't trying to be funny.
Not necessarily by a mate. You're just referring to black men.
Oh, black men in general.
There's a lot of men in my community, in my subjective community, that I feel protected by.
Right.
That's good.
Kit, what about you, Kit?
I feel protected by the men that I know and men that are close to me, as far as standing up and protecting of myself. I don't, other than that, like just a black man seeing me get robbed. Nah, I don't. I'm not banking on it. But men that know me, but the men that know me, or the men that are in my circle and in my surrounding, like you were saying, just in my community, yeah, I know I'm protected by them. But
all right, then that's all. Then then that means that black men are protecting you. Don't be expecting no black dude to come and put on a cape for you while you getting robbed. That's crazy. He can lose his life. Then what? That dude could be your boyfriend. He coming to take back what you took from him. How we know? But as long as you being protected in some form, you good. That's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say by family and stuff, like people that I know. I can't speak on just a random.
That's a little too much now.
I don't know him.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Like that. I used to be like that, y'all. I used to be Captain Save all the sisters. I got my ass toe off quite a few times trying to do that when I was young.
I almost got into a situation like I almost got into a situation. I remember,
huh?
Save a what?
He said all the
Save a 304.
He just said what you thought he was gonna say, Quint.
Yo, look, as a young dude, man, look, I done told y'all how I grew up. I grew up in the system, so I grew up ready to protect women. Could not, man.
In the
Look,
system.
when I was in school, yeah, no parents, no nothing, you know. So it was like we had like 30 different mamas, because there ain't nothing but a bunch of black women that work in social services anyway. So yeah.
Dang.
So look,
With
I
master's
came out
degrees.
there ready. They made sure I was going to be the Superman for all women out there. I was like protecting everything. Man,
Everything?
in school, everything.
Everything.
I mean,
Everything.
everything. Look, I grew up thinking women didn't even pass gas. I thought that was just strictly us.
They do.
In school, I didn't think women farted. Look, that was a strictly guy thing. That's how you knew I grew up under a rock.
I didn't do that.
Man, I
Wow.
see this dude. He a football player, man. He got this, this girl pent
I
up,
used
man.
to feel the same way.
Right.
I know.
I'm in the same boat. They don't fart. They don't poop.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, we remember the black man group. We grew up in a matriarchal in our matriarchal homes, not society, but our homes.
But
right?
you took a science class though, right? Like
it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Yo, the way that we look, the way that we look at women when we're younger boys, it's like almost like literally the crown of David is on our head. That's how we look at y'all when we're small. I don't think other races, the boys, are taught to look at women that way. But we as young men respect your mama, your mama, your mama, your mama. So the woman is you're almost like your God.
So you're disrespecting her because you think she takes a shit? Like I'm confused.
Wait,
like,
what you say?
What you say?
Lord have mercy. Hey, GMT, let's get back on track. He talking about some shit.
Yeah, we talking about.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the question that you asked.
Mingo was saying he almost got into a situation. You never finished your sentence.
No, I almost got into a whole situation. I was in Manhattan. I was with one of my boys, and we saw two of my boys actually, and we saw this girl. She was getting slapped around by her dude. So we just was like, nah, come on. We threw our capes on real quick. It was like, yo, let's go over there. Yo, my man turned around, and you could see the fear in his face, and she saw the fear in his face. So she was like, yo, leave my man alone. Get away from him. And I'm like, we looking at each other like, yo, what's going on right now? She's like, she's threatening to straight up clap us if we even touched her man. I was like, say less.
That's how it usually happens.
Mm-hmm.
But the question,
isn't that?
But the question that you had.
Toxic attachment, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like she was physically getting beat in the street, and when men were actually coming to her aid, because she's attached to the toxicity in which is their relationship and how they connect, she was literally willing to cause you all harm to try to cause for the wanting of causing him harm. I'm just saying back from what we were talking about before. I'm just
like, we don't need no analytics on that. It is what it is. The moment I see a lady, getting smacked up and she turned down to help her three big burly brothers, yeah, baby, you on your own. Don't ask for no help.
I'm telling her to run.
Upside your head, go right ahead.
I'm gonna tell her to run.
I'm gonna go over here and mind my own goddamn business.
I'm just gonna finish eating my chicken and keep it moving.
But notice
you better get away from him. You better get away from him.
Hello, what's up, kid?
Notice what you said though. You said don't ask for help. Did she ask y'all for help?
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Damn. So there we go with that.
That means because that's what you said. Chill. You know what? Chill for your name to be chill. You really ain't got nothing. I just want.
I'm not.
That's just a play on words.
It's an oxymoron.
I'm not chill at all.
Oxymoron.
Hey, GMT. Let's the question that you asked, right? What was the question you asked? You said something about did we think that this situation? How do we think this situation made the black man look?
Does it change the dynamics on how women feel about being protected?
No. That was the other.
Oh, you talking about the other one, the previous one?
Yeah,
I'm talking about one.
Our image, right? What is it doing to our image as black men?
You know what it's doing.
Let's go with this. Our image is the worst it could possibly be, and it's not necessarily our doing, but we do give those stereotypes a presence. All over the world in the system of white supremacy, we are the lowest. And the sad thing about it is that we help keep ourselves at the bottom, and our women help keep us at the bottom. But the thing that I hate, I don't want us to become a victim of it. I don't want us to be victimized or act like victims. We just need to do better. We need to get away from letting people stereotype us. I go by something that Dick Gregory said. Dick Gregory said people always talk about people with their pants sagging, right? And it tricks us into getting into, oh, pull your pants up and all this. He said Hitler didn't have his pants sagging. Leopold didn't have his pants sagging. Mussolini didn't have his pants sagging. None of our presidents that put that mess over the government had their pants sagging. But we get the image of being the worst because our pants are sagging. So now, by knowing this, yeah, you pick your pants up, but know who the real enemy is, and know who the real despicable people are in history and everything else. But we got to do better. We can't keep giving them the actual people that they can point to that's doing the stereotypical stuff that puts us at the bottom. So no, our reputation can't be anywhere.
I kind of understand in a sense what he's trying to say, as in to say, even with like when we talk about pow violence, we're always talking about, we're always getting done away with by the officers and things like that, where in turn the pow violence amongst ourselves needs to kind of get a hold on. Like, you know, there's a lot going on. You can give me eyes all you want. You telling me that we're not taking each other down the most?
You kept saying pow. I didn't know. My bad. It just caught me.
I'm trying not to be the reason for demonetization. You can say whatever. I'm trying not to be.
I'm with you, Jess. I'm with you.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm with you.
Go ahead, Jess.
But I'm just saying, amongst our community, that's one of the highest reasons that we're being taken out as well. And we're not addressing that, but we're going gun ho, like, you know, against you know, like the officers and those situations. You understand? It's like kind of,
yeah. You're talking about prevention,
right?
Essentially, that's what you're talking about. How to prevent our image from being like that to begin with.
But we don't control the media. So how does our image get portrayed on television and movies is not our control for the most part, which is why I have an issue with Tyler Perry when he does. That's a whole nother rabbit hole I can go down. But if I don't live in this, if I come from a country that never seen black people and I've only seen them on TV, how are you portrayed on TV? So if you continue, I think what's my guy's name? Did the Parenthood, Robert Townsend, he did a movie called Hollywood Shuffle, where he talked about those stereotypes and those tropes. If, you know, we don't have to continue to perpetuate the robber, the drug dealer, this, that, and the other. There's always work at the post office. You don't have, so as long as we continue to take those roles and continue to do the things that people say that we do, then that stereotype's always going to be there. So it doesn't. So when does it change? It doesn't change because we're going to keep going down that same road. Because think about it, if you look at back during 2001, all people from the Middle East were terrorists. All Asian people own cleaners or Chinese stores or whatever. So that's the stereotype for them. So how do we change it? We don't. We just have to do better, you know, and continue to try to reach those people in our community, those kids in our community, as much as possible. What you were talking about a few weeks ago, GMT, about trying to go back and reach out to those kids. But those stereotypes are always going to be there. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it better. It's just going to be there.
Yeah.
What was the first stereotype of us in media?
The first stereotype of us in media that we were, well, after they stopped. Go ahead, Quint, you know?
It was a
Talking about
birth of a nation, right?
No, it was
Correct.
before
Birth of a
that.
When they
Nation, but
did
they had
blackface.
they had blackface. That's what I was gonna say. It wasn't us. It was blackface.
Okay. So now, had we not taken those roles or became those stereotypes,
Right.
they still have to do blackface, right?
They still have to do blackface, right? Just like they did blackface for Native Americans. Yes.
But then I get it, because look at Tyler Perry, as you mentioned before, Professor. He could have come in and made the change because he has his own studio. He should have made that change that was needed, rather than us always giving into these roles that they're implementing, or holding us to. Like all the amount of our people that goes into wears a dress in comedy, that should not be the number that it is. But they're taking the roles.
But let me say this.
That's why I respect Spike Lee. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chill.
No, it's okay. Let me say this.
Okay,
though.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm about to have in real life, so it's cool. The one thing I will say is that when we say, well, we should have to be better, we have to think about assimilation versus appropriation, right? A lot of the times we assimilate and we do the things that make us acceptable to the conglomerate in society for better jobs, better connections, whatever the case is. But then they'll come and appropriate something that we couldn't have outright. And then as soon as they make it the white is right type of a deal, now it's less of a problem. When white people started wearing dreadlocks, in corporate settings and stuff like that, it wasn't a problem. As soon as a white person starts sagging their pants and make it acceptable, all of a sudden it's less of a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Why is it that we're always forced to assimilate into what they want, but then when they appropriate and take it from us and then make it, remember, Travis Kelce was about to be credited with the fade. Like, I mean, this ain't, this is, less to do with you, Chill, because, you've been faded up for a little bit. But, for those that got some, it was about to be the Travis Kelce. But that's something that, he got after dating the black woman after so long. And he even had to say, no, this isn't the haircut that I created. Why is it that we're always felt to say, well, we have to dress and do a certain thing to fit into to be taken a certain way, when a lot of the times they'll come into our communities, take the things that we've created, we've cultivated, they'll make it their own, and then all of a sudden now it's acceptable and now everybody can fall in.
Because the winners
2 words
write history and the winners make the rules.
They're right. Yep. He who has the gold makes the rules.
I feel like we have to kind of focus as a community on 2 words, which is unity and accountability. And this goes on every end. And if we don't focus on that, we're going nowhere. I don't know if you ever saw the clip with Godfrey, the comedian. You could give and take what he says, but he talked about having a business deal, and he went overseas and he's talking to them. And he says, we are the top consumers and all of this. Now, he says the only issue that he sees with us that's keeping us held down is because we cannot unify.
Right.
There's a clip of him talking to someone.
Yeah.
So I would say this. Look, let's just be honest. I don't focus on the people who are doing all the stereotypical things. I focus on the people who are on code. I only look for black people.
If they're loud.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't B1, I can't mess with you. And B1 means black first. I don't put nothing before being black. You know what I'm saying? I don't put religion before it. I don't put my sexuality before it. I don't put whatever continent or country I may be from. Black is black, because we gonna get treated out here the same in any system. It don't matter. My thing is, I don't like when people say that we got to keep being better, because guess what? If you look at the stats, we are better. We are already better. That's why we live in a system where they got to constantly lie to try to make us look bad. We are better. Look at the stats and the crime stats. We ain't the ones who do the most crime. Who do the most? Yeah, them folks. And all categories, all right? Who the number 1 father in America? The black man, all right? You get that? So stop telling me we got to do better. It's them dusties who need to do better. But us as a group, we are doing damn good. so goddamn good that they got to do all of this just to make us look bad. Now, if you so superior and so dominant, why you got to do that to try to make somebody else not look superior, not look dominant? Like when I walk into a room with a lot of other folks who are not dominant whatsoever, I ain't got to tell them that they soft and weak and ain't dominant like me. My presence alone says it. So that's how you know we ain't got to do better. We already doing better.
What I hear,
and I get it, Chip.
Go
ahead, Professor.
No, I'm gonna say I hear it, Chill. I get you. But you know, black first is religion because we are in the Bible all over the place. But it's a whole other situation for a different day. But no, I get it. And Claude Anderson said this before, and I've said this in a podcast earlier, that segregation is our biggest issue. We should have stayed segregated. We should have stayed doing our own thing. And we would stay doing what we need to do. We don't have to worry about appropriation. But because we don't control this world, and honestly, we shouldn't even be here for the fact that they brought us across ships, took land of ours and whatever. We shouldn't even be. Yeah, I know some of us are already here, Quint, but I'm saying the ones that brought across those ships shouldn't even survived. And the fact that we're still here, we're still doing what we need to do. You know, we're still putting in work. They don't understand, like why are you guys still here? Like, how does this even work? We're all the strongest people on this earth. And at the end of the day, we have to continue to, well, first of all, it's gonna be hard to work together. We got to try as much as we can to work together. And because if we work together, when we work together, if you look in the 60s, we were able to change laws. I mean, because Martin Luther King wasn't 30-something years old, wasn't 40-something. He's in his 20s when he was doing what he was doing. Malcolm X was 30-something when he was doing what he was doing. We don't have those leaders right now. We need to get back. And Umar Johnson is not one of our leaders. And let me say it again. Umar Johnson is not one of our leaders. And let me say it again. Umar Johnson is not one of our leaders.
Say it one more time.
Why do we need a leader?
Umar Johnson is not one of our leaders.
Here we go.
Every broken clock is right twice.
Right.
Why do we need a leader?
Yeah, we don't need no leader.
Why do we need a leader?
Here's the thing, because
nobody else have one.
We need men.
Because
that's
here's the thing, right? We do need men.
Right information. That's it.
But it takes that one person to step out on a limb, to put their neck out, to put their life out. Because we don't. That's what happened. That's how things changed with King and X. When's the last time we had?
King was the worst thing happened to us.
When's the last time
we had any kind of reform that was any laws that passed? Civil Rights Act.
Ice Cube tried, but y'all talk shit about him because he talked to Trump.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we don't have those people out there that back somebody. We need that one person that will be the person we can get behind and that will follow. No, because we're not doing it. Because like I said,
because when they kill that person, then what?
I can't agree with that.
That's why
like
that's
cheerleader type stuff, man.
It's not cheerleader. So they killed him, and now we're afraid to go back. They killed. Let's see. Go ahead, Jill.
All right, so check this out, man. We don't need a leader. Like I said, if everybody is on code and everybody, like, our problem is we don't know how to gatekeep our culture. Our culture is our generational wealth because everybody picking off of it.
Right.
If we would just stop handing out cookout invites, white girl, professor, if we stop doing stuff like that, maybe we can actually.
Where are you again?
Everybody wanna hand out cookout invites. Everybody wanna get a pat on the head from the dominant society. Everybody wanna be accepted. So that's why we can't hold on to nothing because a lot of. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of melanated folks, especially my dudes, is weak.
We don't control anything.
Hold on, we do control it. All the what?
What do we control?
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Don't nothing get popular without our say so. If we ain't rocking with it, then it don't get popular. So we have a lot of power. If people won't just so gullible and ready to look, they got this new song out on YouTube, right? And I see little corny little dude singing it. He trying to come with the black swag or whatever. We make stuff like that popping. We make them rich. And then we turn around and get mad at it, man. They come in here taking our stuff because you gave it to them. Don't come on no podcast talking about people appropriating that stuff if you sitting up there and letting them. I shut it down. I don't let certain people do certain things around me. And as a group, you should be doing that. You should gatekeep what is your birthright, and that is your culture, the thing that you and your people do as a collective. If you can't gatekeep that, then don't talk about it. If you don't know how to gatekeep.
Which is why I said people like Tyler Perry and these athletes need to be able to get together and go ahead, Quint.
No, you good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying, like a lot of these athletes, like you said, they do give
puppets.
into that. So chill. I'm on the same page with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, we control a lot. There's a lot of money that we have, but if we don't work together, that money means absolutely nothing. Which is why I get on people like LeBron and Tyler Perry and those type of guys who have these funds, who could be doing a lot of things for the community that don't.
Stop. That is one of our biggest weaknesses. Entertainment, sports, and religion. All three entities that control you like a puppet. You got let's take the Saints for an example. The NFL, the Saints are running around all melanated brothers, strong, big, burly. But yet they run around with that symbol. I want everybody to take a time. You don't have to do it right now. That symbol on their helmet. That symbol was a very same symbol that they used to brand black slaves. But yet now they got you running around on the football field rocking that symbol. I don't put no stock in no damn entertainer, no athlete, no LeBrons. No, they ain't nothing but puppets. Nothing but puppets. They get them on there wearing them dresses and them funny little handbags and put them up there with Becky. So our little young black boys and our little young black girls do the same corny stuff. These people ain't.
Hey.
Quint. Look, Quint, you steal my dog. All right, but I'm just saying.
You know, I got you know. Hey, you know what?
It is, man. That's the truth. And if people can't look at this world and see how it is, it's been going on for the longest.
Here's my thing.
Same age as me and look at it and be like, man, what's going on? How you ain't open up your eyes yet and see what's going on?
Here's my thing. You find out that what you should already know, that black's in the Bible. And what? You know, all the good stuff you hear about the Bible was blacks. All the evil stuff you heard about the Bible was blacks. Esau. So now, Esau was just red. He wasn't white.
And who's the descendants of Esau?
But what I'm saying is okay, so now they talk about kings and queens in Africa. Okay, now what? You talk about what we are the best in inventions, you know, all the stuff we've done. Okay, now what? Act the part. Everyone should act the part. Everyone should be on code as being these proficient, these prominent, these kings, all this stuff that we say we are and we've done. Act the part, everyone. And then we could work together. Then we can stop hurting one another. But everyone needs to act the part. You don't need a leader to act the part.
So,
but until we all act the part, nothing's gonna change. I'm sorry about that, Mingo.
It's all right, bro. No, I was gonna interject real quick. Here's my thing with that too. So, you know, I'm with all of y'all on that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't believe we need a savior anymore, right? And we had black male leaders, and it's to say I would never sit there and say Martin Luther King didn't do nothing. There was a demographic of people that benefited off of what his words were, and they became better people. And it did influence certain laws in this country, right? To where we could actually sit here and talk what we're talking now. Just the same as I believe in Malcolm X. Yo, we shouldn't even be with these people. We should be by ourselves, freedom fighters doing our own thing as a group. I agree with both ends. But what I feel like as a people that we lost, man, is the guidance of, you know, what I look at is other cultures, right? You know that in some Spanish cultures today, the young men still need a rite of passage to call themselves men. Not just I turned 18 and I actually see a pubic hair, so I'm a man now, right? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what age you get pubic hairs, but anyways.
It differentiates. It's different.
It's different.
It's like 9 these days, right?
I don't know. Something in the food. But you know, that's not when you became a man. you actually had to do something to become a man. You had to prove something to be a man. And that created structure in the minds of the leaders. Because at the end of the day, we're all leaders on this as far as the men go, right?
Oh yeah.
Regardless, if the women are not married or whatever, you lead your own lives. But the likelihood is when you do become a wife, you're gonna want a man to be your leader, the one that's gonna protect, provide, and lead you into the right direction. And the reason why you would call it a leader is because you know that men will be the one to logically get you to the finish line of whatever the family goal is. So to have those leaders, you need strong men. And I can't say it enough. That's why I keep putting so much emphasis on, what are we doing as men? Like we could have, another Martin Luther King, but today I don't think he would really make an impact. Not on today's mindset, not with Twitter, not with Instagram, not with you. Nobody cares about what anyone has to say anymore. You can't even tell somebody don't do something without their parents jumping you. So this is what I'm
Without that
saying.
mother.
Right. No one cares anymore. So no one cares to be led. No one cares to be guided. No one cares for structure. No one cares for none of that. So a Martin Luther King, a Malcolm X, they would not matter in today's society. Because there are people that's trying, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And they ain't getting no track. They're getting no traction. No traction. Back in the days, they would have. But we have too much information at our fingertips for people to even give a damn what we're talking about. So that's why I'm saying, how do we get back to the basis where our names, like a dude like Diddy and what he did, wouldn't hurt our image to not just the world. I don't care about the world. I care about our women. How could something that he did not impact us to our own sisters, where they starting to look at us like all black men are monsters?
Well, that's true. I mean, you got a lot of women-led households, and you got a lot of women that don't think they need men. So we have to get back to that situation where they understand that they need us in their lives, but also when we're in their lives, they feel protected. So you talk about we don't need leaders. That's true because they won't listen because a lot of these men grew up in women-led households where they're leading with their emotions as opposed to actual facts and as what's going on. If you look back what was going on in the 60s and 70s, those dudes that were leading that protest were dressed in suits. If you want to do it now, they're gonna be dressed in dresses for all we know and man purses. But at the end of the day, so how do we get back to that? We have to, one, respect our women as men, and two, women respect our men and let them be the men that they are and the men they need to be so that they can lead.
All right. That sounds good. Sounds very diplomatic. But how are we going to get back to that? And it's like I've always said.
My man said we can't.
Right. We can't. But nature is going to bring us back to that because a lot of people that are just uncoachable, they'll be wiped off the chessboard just like the other ones, and it's going to start over. I mean, if you don't see it right now, I mean, them prophecies is literally jumping all out the Bible right now, y'all. I ain't even a religious dude, and I'm getting the tingly because it's just look, it's going to go back to where it used to be. It's going to get so hard to where the women going to be like, man, I'm not trying to fight the black man no more. I need him. It's getting like that right now too. That's why I told all my bargain bin dudes, hold tight. Stop being emotional. Read some books. Get your game up because them ladies gonna come throwing themselves at you. Come here, you broke dusty. I need you, baby. And they coming. I'm telling you, it's about to go back to the old days, man. Because being single, you ain't gonna be able to survive. You can go ahead and try as you might, try as you will. I don't care if you make 200,000, you still ain't gonna survive, baby. You gonna at the end of the day need a brother, and you better get on out there and get you the best, cheapest DVD you can find. Go and get that dude out that bargain bin.
I think that's the first time I agree with you.
What's your thoughts on it?
What do you mean?
What do you think could get, the women to start building that trust back with the men?
I don't know. You caught me off guard. I was so listening. I was listening to Chill, and I was about to say something to him, so my mind said definitely shifted. Thanks, Chill.
You welcome.
All right, Kit, what do you think?
Oh man, that boy, she got that girl. Where you get that internet from?
I think
I'm gonna send a technician over to your house, yo.
Hell yeah.
She got Windstream. You gotta get that.
We gotta get the tech over there ASAP.
Everything is fine this way. I don't know. How do I feel? Oh boy. I feel like it was something that was said. I'm trying to go back to it in my head. But for one, you know, look, Ashley McAshton, no one's talking to you. You just listen to this particular point of this. Okay. Thank you.
No, man, just been throwing shots all day. I was about, don't make me come and take that hair off there.
You kind of started it, though. You started.
You don't know? Oh, you should have seen me.
He might need it.
You gonna put on your head, Tia?
Oh, you don't know?
Clean off. I'm gonna see who. I'm gonna see who hair shorter.
Oh no, baby, she don't. No, she don't budge, bro.
She don't.
Oh, so when you pull it from behind, it don't come off.
It don't.
Oh,
so
no,
yeah,
honey.
it don't come off at all.
It's like Buddy Lee. She don't get busted unless I'm a little hustle. Okay.
Ooh.
Got the strong glue.
They always try it, and they can't.
That's that Elmer's glue. That shit strong.
That's super glue. It's the gorilla glue.
It's cool. I call Trump. Yes, he's on the way. It's cool.
All right.
Right. Here, he's gonna fall in the front, and you're gonna look like one of the little emo boys. I got you. So,
I got you. All right.
So no. I personally feel like, how do you say? It's just so many things to unpack. I be listening to y'all all around. I just be feeling like you had said something, Mingo, and it was oh my goodness, what did you say? Give me 2 seconds. It was something around. Damn it! It's be so many of y'all going back and forth. But it was something.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
It was a lot, and I was like, I be listening intently, so I'm over here like, and I put a pin in it, and I was like, damn. Now, but
remember what he said though.
Hey, remember what she does? Remember what she educates people on now?
What she educates?
Jill got her stuck up.
Oh, I forgot.
You tried it?
Yeah.
Oh, you tried it. Oh, my letters.
She'll remember that. She on that.
Oh no.
Education.
How many edibles do they have today?
They keep trying it. Oh, they tried it. No, but when it comes down to like, okay, so you said something in regards to like, you know, the black men as far as them being leaders. And remember, we were talking about that before. It's like y'all want to be leaders, but y'all can't lead yourselves to no kickbacks. I'm sorry, what?
No, he said, "Oh God." He said, "Oh God." We listened to.
He said, "Oh God."
It's his antics. He does this every time someone talks. Go ahead, girl.
Oh God, I was about to say you rang, but that's a whole nother conversation.
No, he has to respond contrary to whatever someone says. Go ahead.
Didn't call her Uncle Professor, did you?
Yeah,
she talking about me.
Hold up. I want to hear what she has to say.
Right.
Go ahead, kid.
When you were talking about like just men being leaders, and a lot of the times I feel like y'all want to be a leader basically because it's your birthright to be a leader, not because you even know how to do it. It's just because I'm a man and they said I'm supposed to be able to lead, so you know, let me lead. A lot of y'all don't even know how to do that in an effective way to even exact the change that Quint says that we need. Also, you said something again in regards to segregation. If you keep frowning your face like that, it might get stuck. You should pay attention. But when we were talking about segregation, you said something along the lines of we should have stayed segregated and we wanted to be separate, right? So what happened, if you think about it, we had, you know, Black Wall Street and we built all black everything, right? And what did they do? They said, no, you can't have all black everything. We're going to burn that down. You can't have nice things, right? So then when we were like, okay, you know, now we want to be, when we wanted to be separate, they were like, no, you got to be together with us. Why do y'all want to be separate? We should be working together. Every time we've tried to either have our own thing or do our own thing, they found somehow, some way to either tarnish it, break it down, or make it where it's almost impossible. So, it's not like we haven't tried to be separate before. It's like they forced us into having to be with them, which is now why you see a lot of towns getting bought. Like there's a couple of towns that's been bought, like down in Georgia, where like 20 different families came together, bought up a whole plot of land, and still building out the whole town in its entirety. So things like that are actually happening. But those are just my particular thoughts. It was a lot of stuff thrown out there, but I really feel like in order for men to lead and women to come back to that space, men need to actually know how to lead in a way that makes women feel, safe and vulnerable enough to allow y'all to do that. You frown in your face like you don't know that there's a whole bunch of y'all perpetrating just because y'all are penis people, that y'all know how to lead. But that is not the truth. It is not the case.
Penis people.
Some of y'all cannot do that. Some of the penis population cannot do it, and y'all want to do it so bad. Like it makes your ass itch. Y'all want to do it so bad, and y'all horrible at doing it. But then if we do it, somehow we want to be masculine. No, when we try to let y'all be men, y'all suck at doing that too. Which is why y'all are out here in your soft girl era, wanting your half and where's my 50-50? And what about me? Don't look, okay?
Hold on. When do we suck?
Hold on, Professor, let me respond to that. I gotta respond.
All right.
Okay. Let's deal with the fact that you say that men don't want to be led or don't know how to lead, right? Who raised these men that you say that don't know how to be led?
Would you like to talk about the ones that still have their daddies?
Huh? No, let's talk about who raised these men.
And that's what
don't know how to lead.
Are we going to try to throw the innuendo of, okay, they're all raised by women, or are we going to talk about
the majority of them are, because the majority of our community is raised by. We could talk about the fathers that left, or we could also say that the mothers were the ones choosing Pookie to have a child with, didn't choose marriage before she carried, and then now she's mad and he showed who he really is. Let's talk about the number of cases, not the few cases.
Married men that are single. Married men are the most single men on the planet. So
okay, now you're throwing up layups, because a lot of married black men.
Is that true? Like it was just on a. It was just a statistic on a dating app that 65% of the men on dating apps are either married or in relationships, and that is due to a study that was just done. So, am I making up a layup, or is the layup just?
What does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with what we're talking about when it comes down to being a leader of a household and still taking care of your family? You're talking about men cheating. I'm talking about men.
I'm talking about. If these men, you just said they didn't wait for marriage, but some of these women did wait for marriage, and they still got.
But it's also showing that married women cheat too. So let's talk about them. If you want to talk about the okay, well, today this, today that, I asked a specific question. The question I asked you,
because if men are the ones that's supposed to choose properly.
We're supposed to choose, but if we are in a matriarchal Black society, right? And the women want to be the leaders, and the women want to be the boss chicks, and the women want to do all of that, then how can you turn around and say that the man could lead if you won't let us? We can't just take y'all and knock you upside the head like a caveman and say, follow me and do what I say. We have to be allowed by y'all to say, be a leader. Every other race of women has men that cheat too, but they're not out. Hold on, Quint. Every other race of women has men out there that cheat as well. It ain't just black men. So to put cheating as a reason why you guys don't want to be feminine and soft, no, y'all don't want to be feminine and soft because y'all weren't raised to be that way. And that's fine. Y'all weren't raised to be those type of women. Y'all were taught to go get a degree, put your man last, and be 40 years old and now get pregnant. That's not how it goes. That's not the order of life. The order of life is that You are supposed to have a child at a childbearing age. Preferably, the way it goes is you're supposed to be a wife before you carry. That's not a thing in our community. A lot of these women are out here reckless. If it's up to you, at the woman, to say, this is when I'm going to have a child. The only way I'm going to procreate with you, man, is if you marry me. What do you think more men would do? Silence.
Asking me?
Hey.
Or you, I mean, I don't know.
You're gonna play that jagged edge and get married.
I'm gonna type
Hey.
I like before I respond. I'm check.
No,
Good women are being found. Good women are being found. We'll find a good woman.
It's just they may not be.
If you don't want to, if you ain't been found, you might not be a good woman. Not in all cases.
No. If you're not a good, you just need to be on Meet to Marry. That's all. Just be on Meet to Marry because you can get found.
Exactly. And then think about this, right? The women that do get married, they don't feel the way you feel. They don't feel that way. My wife don't feel unprotected. My wife don't feel like she doesn't have a leader, and she doesn't feel like men don't lead. She also had a father in her house. So her father instilled to her, showed her leadership and guidance of what a man needs. So that reflects in our marriage as well, because she was taught to be that way. But there's a lot of cases, not all. It's never all, right? There's some cases where some men ain't ish, and they had a father in their life. There's some cases where some of the best men in the world were raised by single mothers. It doesn't take away from the fact. But when we look at the numbers, to make black men sound like we're bad, I can't sit here and take that. Because I look at the numbers. 44% of black men are the ones that's creating the majority of the children out of women. 56% black men have no children. They're single, childless, and in the middle class. So with knowing that 44% of the men are making the majority of the babies today, that shows you that women are sleeping with the same man over and over and over again. So how is it that black men as a whole are the problem?
Ooh, chill.
When they chill, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Hey, chill over there eat them chips and then loving it.
Oh yeah.
You got
I'm just saying.
I
think we love y'all the most. We love y'all the most, and we marry y'all the most. Y'all not gonna go out there and beg. Y'all not gonna go out there and get on your knees and ask a white man to marry you.
Yeah, they will.
They don't do that.
If he were married,
they don't do that.
No,
they don't do that.
We're not gonna get on our knees and ask a white man to marry us.
Oh yeah. So meaning that black men are the ones that's coming to y'all and marrying y'all. As much as women are like black men ain't ish, ain't no other man out there looking for y'all. Not in no mass numbers. Y'all could date them. Y'all sleeping with them all day. But when it comes down to marriage, they not giving that to y'all. So who's marrying y'all the most is the ones that y'all should respect the most. But y'all don't, because the mindset is, it's like you said, it's like you said last week, like you said last week, kid. You said perception is a person's reality. Meaning, like, if you look at the children in Africa, you said that the kids with the flies in the eyes feel like they're the majority, right? So if you feel like the kids with the flies in the eyes are majority, that's your ignorance. Because what you should do is your research to actually know that Africa is a beautiful place. Africa has beautiful countries in it. But if you don't do your research, all you're going to see is the kids with the flies in the eyes. Other than looking at, are all black men trash? Actually look at the numbers. No, we're not. We're actually doing good. Look at the marriage rates of black men to black women. We are doing good. We love y'all. I love every woman on this panel. I love my wife more. Sorry, wife. I love you more. But I love every woman on this panel. And to me, I want the success. I want it all for y'all. That's why I'm like, promote what you got. I'm the black man that's doing that, just like every other black man on here would do it. That's a form of protection that I could give you. And a lot of black men are doing this today. We're not all bad. And I'm sorry, kid, but I don't want you to feel that way about us.
This is your assumption, but that's on y'all. I let people assume, because I'm gonna tell you like this. When it comes to me, whatever you heard I did, believe all that shit. I did it. I'm never gonna argue with nobody about the point. Yeah, if you heard I did it, say I did it. I never assumed that all of you all were bad. Period. That never came out of my mouth. That was never
I never said you said it though.
But you said it like you don't want me to feel like that, which means that
I could say I don't want you.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, but that would insinuate that you feel that I would feel like that, or
well, you said all black men can't lead.
Okay, it's the black men that she chose who can't lead.
First things first. Questions are as raggedy as that bald head of yours. I need for you to get it together.
God, dog.
Damn.
I feel the love in the air.
It has, like, your name says chill. I need you to implement some of that. Like,
his bald head is clean, yo. His bald head is clean.
It is.
He uses Teach Henley on his head.
Oh, gotta use Teach Henley.
It's shining, right?
Sometimes
shining now.
Blowing out here, baby. The light, can seep in and start causing brain damage in ways that we don't even see right now.
Oh,
this is gotta come up later. I just want to make sure that that we are all together in this. Because
Kid, why you hate black men, kid? What's going on? Why you hate us? What we do to you? Who hurt you?
Why do y'all so hate black men? Y'all are wild for that, and I think it's kind of funny.
We can't lead.
When I text my boyfriends, I'm gonna have to tell them, like, do you know that they believe that I don't like y'all? Like, that is just preposterous.
You gonna call Connor and Pablo? She got Connor and Pablo.
I would like to talk to him.
Out of control.
He said I like to talk
to him.
At least one of them.
She got 2, 3 of them. They lead into the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Also, let me ask you.
I still love you, kid. Remember that, kid. You know I love you. Can I be boyfriend number 3?
So do you all think that? Do you all think that we do a lot of bullshit and expect and get mad about the result?
Not me. I used to back in the day, but as far as now, I control the results that I get, and I think every black man should do the same. And being able to control the results that you get, you need to learn how to wield power, and that's at every level. You ain't got to be no P. Diddy, you ain't got to be no big banker. No, you just need to learn how to understand power. You as a man, you have power, and the moment you let people infringe upon that power, then you lose it. That goes for men and women. If you sense disrespect, you have to have things that are consequential to that line of disrespect. Like Quint earlier, you was talking about the chick that was hitting you all up and everything. Now, I'm pretty sure you let that stuff go on for quite a bit before you reacted, because I know how we are. We'll stand there and do stuff for a long time. But see, truth be told, we as men nip it in the butt the first time she do it, because understand that how women really are. They're gonna always test you. They're gonna see how far you let them run it. It's like giving them an American Express card with no limit. If you let her hit you one time, she's gonna do it again. She's gonna keep doing it because she's testing to see what type of man she has. Men need to understand.
That's what the hug was about.
Yeah, I know. I know the hug stopped it, but the hug stopped it when? Because one thing I know about women is that was the first and only time that she ever put her hands on you?
That hug is something.
I know. I'm just saying, was that the first and only time? Like, I'm talking about before.
Yeah, the hug show love. I had a hug of several of them. I'm just saying. I'm not saying the one. I had to hug her several times. I had to hug several different ones.
Oh, you had to hug several times. Well, that's
but see, here's the thing too, though. Even men, a lot of weak men try to prove themselves on big guys.
They can't do that.
They try to prove that they're not afraid of you. You see, the loudest person is the one that's asking for help. If I wanted to fight someone, I'm going to tell them, look, me and you go somewhere where no one's going to interrupt our fight, and I can drag you.
Nah.
I don't want an audience. No. I want to fight. But you see, most of these guys that get all loud and all that, they want someone to see them, so someone to break it up or call somebody to help them, so on and so forth.
All right,
you can't be fooled by the loud people.
All right, I hear you, but
So-
Quint, as a man of means, as a man of resources, you shouldn't be looking to get in a fight with anyone, only if necessary.
I'm just saying, I'm not, man. I ain't fought since school.
I know you haven't. Yeah, I could tell. No, I'm just saying you're a peaceful man. But if you needed to, you would lay down the hammer.
He a peaceful giant. Like I said, he's 6'8".
Yeah, you're a peaceful giant. And I wanted to get back to Miss Kit, though. I wanted to ask Kit. Kit, do you have any children?
I do.
How many?
Oh no.
Damn.
Huh?
One.
One.
Right. Damn. So does your child know about your multiple boyfriends? Does he see or does she or he see these multiple boyfriends coming by? You know
Absolutely
what I'm saying?
not. Absolutely not. Why would he?
Oh, so you have a son.
Yeah.
And men don't know how to lead. And wow, I find that very troubling for a woman that have this type of venom, vitriol for black men, and yet you're raising one.
Oh, okay. What else is new?
Oh snap. Fellas, if you're on the dating show, pay close attention.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
No problem. I appreciate it. Like,
You get matched with a chill.
you want to know what's so crazy? Y'all be sitting out here trying to offer people these rings, and not everybody wants one. And oh, you gotta have this, and you gotta be that, and not everybody subscribes to the same level of bullshit and treachery. Like, I'm sorry, like you can miss me with that. Like, I promise. Like, I am what they would call A-okay. And trust me, I'm cute in these streets. I ain't got to worry about it. Like, I promise I'm good. If I wanna get married, I promise you I can make that happen without a problem. If I don't want to be married, I can keep it like that without a problem. I could call one of my exes right now who would come pack every iota of shit that I own and would move me back again. I don't have these problems. I don't hate black men. I'm a realist though. And it doesn't have to make sense to you. And you don't even have to agree. The beautiful thing about me though is I can agree to disagree and I don't have to argue. And I'm definitely not arguing with a man that ain't either leading me, paying my bills, or giving me the ride. So I promise you, you are good in these streets. Have whatever opinion you want and I will answer whatever question you have. Anything else?
Yeah. There were some things that you said that was very interesting, Kit. So you said you can get married at any time you want. So I want ladies to understand this. When you have to go back in your emotional Rolodex and pick somebody that you already had, that's telling me that you ain't got nothing looking. Hey, hold on. That means you ain't got nothing looking good in the future, baby. When you got to go spin the block. So
I'm just spin the block. That was a mere example, but of course,
an example of something old, like leftovers. You had it left.
So what about
so my new prospects, baby. That's all I'm saying.
I do have new prospects. Again, you have whatever opinion you have, chill. I promise you, I'm gonna let you have it. You can have it. I know what the truth is. I know what the truth is, so I don't have to do the back and forth banter with you. You can say whatever you want, and you can feel and believe whatever you want to believe, and I'm gonna sit here and smile at you and let you do it. All right, Mr. Clean, you got it. You clean as the words out your mouth. You got it.
Yeah. I mean, because it is what it is. When I hear these ladies constantly talking down on black men, and when you start asking questions, hold on now, kid. Hold on, kid.
Explain, but we're not going to put words in my mouth. I didn't say
you said
all black men.
Well, you were saying that black men don't need and all of this, and it's like, hold on, I need to ask some questions. We need to check the paperwork of this person. See, when just say it, it comes off a little bit different. When Miss Moore over here say it, it comes off a little bit different. But when you say it, and you even put that bass in your voice when you say, I don't know if men should be leading, they don't know how to do the third. And I'm like, oh shoot. She
So the bass in
really
my
got
voice.
listen.
Yeah.
So we start asking questions like, "Hey, do you got a kid? Got one. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Just one. Just one. You know, you could be like another young lady that came up here. She got 4 of them things by 4 different dudes. So,
Hey, kid.
but
Sheil is the program's unlicensed therapist.
Extremely unlicensed.
And the crazy thing is, I'm the one with the psych degree. I got a psych and a Spanish.
And y'all are the worst ones.
Wow.
Chill is the therapist that needs a therapist.
Basura.
Anyway, let me finish. You know, analyzing you real quick.
Damn, Jess.
I love Jess today. Jess, I love you today. Just know that.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's all love.
what?
All love. You know,
No, but who do therapists go to when they need therapy though?
they need to go to a damn man. That's what they need to go to.
They need to go to a man.
Hey, when she said she got a degree, oh Lord, no wonder.
Oh my God.
Man, look, female therapists, I love y'all, but female
Yes, sir.
therapists are horrible. They are horrible.
I legit. The crazy thing is that I legit and help and like literally give energy into Black men who are proper Black men who actually act and treat and do as what proper Black men do, as far as being a part of the community, as far as, you know, being protectors of the women that they see and being fit. Like, again, you're sitting here assuming because I'm saying what I'm saying that I have a beef with the Black penis population, and it's not the case. Like, this is why it's funny to me, because it's like you over here flinging a whole bunch of poo, and I'm over here like, but why I got to be out here dodging the bullshit? Like, why am I out here with it? Like, I don't know, but like, whatever. Look, whatever makes the Black man feel good, right? Because that's what's important. It's cool. Like,
well, I'm gonna give you some advice. If you should ever meet somebody on a dating show,
no, thank you.
Oh boy.
Cook that man meal. Make sure you got some warm socks. Make sure the house is clean. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know.
Ain't that cute?
You know.
What you say, kid? What kid say?
I don't know what kid say, man, because you got that Nigerian internet over here, man. Yeah, here,
the
Nigerian internet.
Let me tell you, Chill. Okay, the internet in
Yeah,
Nigeria is
in
bad. I
beautiful.
cannot. What are you saying to us? I love the internet in Nigeria.
I'm messing with you, kid.
We need 2 goats. I need 2 goats for better internet.
That's how they pay the bill with goats.
We pay the bills with goats. Okay. Listen, in my land, if I give you 2 goats a month, I will get a gig of internet.
Let me know about my brothers like that.
I still checking the bed. The
I
internet
love my Nigerian cats out here, man.
I love the internet. Kit, why do you not like us so much, Kit? I love Black women. Why do you not like us? I don't understand.
I don't. You know what? Maybe because Jess has this. Okay, Chill. You maybe because she has a more flighty, more angelic voice, and I sound like Martin when he wake up in the morning. Because I'm a little more bassy. Maybe.
Damn, Gina.
Maybe that's why. So I'm like, good morning to you. Maybe because my voice a little more bassy. Sounds different because that's an testament to you, Jess. Because I'm saying
it's not even that. But I stay quiet for a reason because I'm one of those who are like accountability on all ends. And I feel that sometimes we do go a little bit heavy when a lot of the situation is our own. A lot of the cause is our own and we're not really kind of being accountable for it. When we're having 1, 2, 3, and we're the 3rd baby mother from a guy and and you're seeing that he's not involved ahead of time, or we're saying, I could do it by myself, and you're choosing to have your child in a broken home rather than in the best jumpstart that they can have in this world, I can't agree with a lot of women when they take that stance. Now, I know a situation happened, but you can't be loud and proud about it. We still have to be accountable and be like, okay, from here on, or how you teach others, that's the route that you want to go. So that's why I kind of stay quiet when y'all do y'all stuff. Let me get back to my dumplings.
Whenever I hear that a lot of men this, a lot of men that, hey, ladies, talk about the men that flip your draws. Don't talk about us as a monolith like we're all the same. You just talk about the men that you had the pleasure or displeasure of being with. Other than that, you can't talk about all.
Look, I speak on
I just say once you're an accountable person altogether, it works for me because not all women think that way, but you know, we're all judged all together. If you have an accountable woman, it makes more sense. If you have an accountable man, it makes more sense.
absolutely.
All we need now,
Hey.
Quinn, is you to have a plate. Where your
I
plate
got
at,
one
Quinn?
more question.
Everybody eating.
I'm super accountable.
So the
Yeah.
father of the child,
I'm done.
what did he do for a living?
I'm sorry, what?
The father of the child, what did he do for a living, or what does he do? Well, when y'all was together, what did he do for a living?
He worked for an oil company down in Texas. This is when I used to work at Hewlett Packard.
Damn, for an oil rig? He was on the oil rig?
No, he worked. What was it? He Shell, one of the oil companies that's down there. He actually worked in the service department. So
All right.
he actually came out and serviced up, and I actually worked for HP at the time.
Hey, so let me ask you, how come? How long y'all been together? If you don't mind me asking.
I never said he was one of my boyfriends, but you're awful nosy. What's your question?
I'm just saying, how long were y'all together in total?
You don't want to holler.
Maybe out of it. So I'm just curious.
We were together for a few years.
For a few years. What's that, like 3? Is that when people say few? Is that 3?
Oh my gosh. Chill.
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 Oh no, let him go down this. Let him go down this road.
No.
No, I don't. I need for you to. I'm more of your meat and potatoes girl, and all these veggies you're giving is too much. Ask your question.
Well, I'm trying to get the context. I need the number.
Ask the direct question, like, because you're doing all of this.
It's
and you're
not a
doing
direct question. It's like a build up. It's like a build up.
No, I don't need a build up. Either ask your question or don't.
All right. So you said a few years. I was together a few years, had the baby. How old the baby?
He's 16.
How old are you?
Oh,
25. She's 25.
Yo,
how old are you?
Chill is too funny, man.
She's
He
25.
said he want to run his finger through your hair.
Let me run my fingers through your hair.
Oh, she frozen. It looked like she about to say something very profound. She was like this.
She ain't gonna let you put her to bed.
Chill, where were you going with that, Chill?
He trying to figure out why she ain't married that dude.
He don't know.
I do know because see when she answered all the questions.
Oh, there she go. There she go. We'll stream back up.
All right, you're 16. How old are you?
I'm old.
Come on. How old are you?
Why does that matter?
See, here we go. These are the games that a lot of our ladies, tend to play.
I'm
A lot,
asking-
not all, but a lot. It's because she knows where I'm going. She knows.
No, the same way you're asking me a
years.
Is the same way I'm asking you a question. You're asking me my age. I'm asking you, why do you need to know?
Well,
I'm old enough to have a 16-year-old. Now, what's your next question?
All right, so I was asking that because I wanted to get a gist of where you were at that point of your life. Like when you're young, if you were still in your 20s or under 20s, then maybe the guy that you select 9 times out of 10 was, a dusty. It's a possibility he was a dusty, and you thought if you kept clapping them cheeks for him, he was going to change. But but I don't know that because you don't want to answer the questions. Yeah. But I can already tell because if you wasn't a dusty, you would have stayed with him.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't sound like a dusty because as far as a loser goes, he worked in the oil.
What's the point?
I know that is true, but why did she? That's what I'm saying. You had a kid. Some of these things just be hard, man. It'd be hard when you sound like.
Notice I'm the one-hitter quitter. I had one, and call me the one and done. I don't have 8 million baby daddies out here. I wasn't out here making bad and false choices. I wasn't like you. I don't know what your game is, but I need you to either get to it or move on. Like just do
it. And real quick, that's why I never knocked that, right? And I think that was what Jess was saying earlier, as far as what Jess said. Okay, now the accountability comes to where you're like, I'm the 4th, 5th, 6th baby daddy, or I have 4, 5, 6 baby daddies, right? That's where it's like, because like I mentioned the numbers before, if 44% of men are having the majority of children in our community, that's a problem. Because that means that one man is having 4 kids, maybe by 4 different women, and it's just acceptable. It just is what it is. So I don't want to be here and gender blame, right? And say, all women are bad or all men are bad. Like, that's crazy. And that's not gonna help no bottom line. That's not gonna help no bottom line.
Well,
GMT.
It is a possibility.
GMT. We got your face looking so smooth, man.
Teach
Henley, y'all.
Teach
Henley. Click the link in my description and get 40% off your. It's no longer 30. You get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime after that.
Damn.
Teach Henley. Get your face. You see? Yo, it changed. Quint, when you saw me a few months ago, right? I was outside looking dusty and dry.
Looking terrible.
And I was terrible. Now, come on, son.
Got the smooth and chill head.
Hey, look.
If you want to look like a chocolate milk that like chill,
I know.
Teach Henley. Come on now.
Let me tell you one time. GMT was looking like a motherfucking dusty motherfucker. And he was a Teach.
Come on, chocolate milk done.
And now look at him. He's smooth in the motherfucker. Smooth in the baby's bottom in the motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you. So let's do it. Teach 40% off. Get all of it. Pick it all up. AM, PM, in the middle of the day, whatever you want. You can have all the baby mamas you want to with a Teach Henley.
Thank you, Bernie.
That's where he went left.
We're gonna have some furniture moving up in here. Have all the babies up in here, and if they don't like how you look, fuck them all. I'm trying to taste the white meat.
Oh my god, you're crazy, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm sorry.
Yo, click the link in my description and get 40% off your first order, y'all.
40% off,
let's
y'all.
get with it.
Cheer 40%. Yeah.
So listen, I don't want this to be men versus women. That's not what this channel is about.
Right.
The channel is 100% about building Black marriages. How could we get back together? How could we see eye to eye? I don't think we can reach the masses, right? My intention is not to talk to everybody. That's dumb. Because not everybody's gonna believe that we're meant to be. There's women out there that's divesting. There's men out there that's like, I'm a passport bro and I'm getting my passport because Black women aren't submissive anymore. Whatever, right? I'm not knocking either one of them. What I'm saying is to the people that want to listen to us. For the Black man that says the Black woman, that's my woman. That's my woman. And for the Black woman to say that Black man, that's my man. And that's the man that I want to lead me and to protect this family. That's what I want to talk to. So that's what this channel is about, essentially. I really hope y'all are out here listening. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all better
what I'm saying?
Y'all better be listening.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
So our dating show, Meet to Marry, coming soon. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Our first contestant, her name is Gabby. Beautiful young lady. She is military too.
Yes, Lord.
I'm just going to throw this out there for you fellas so y'all can shoot y'all shot. She don't got no kids. She's 31. She did focus a lot on her career, which is cool, but she wants to be married. Right? She wants to be a wife, and she wants our Black ASSs. So
she's 31.
She's 31.
Oh, she's too old.
She's 31. What? All right,
He
listen,
wanted to be
look,
21.
I'm gonna play.
25.
Hold on. I'm gonna play it again. Get with it, y'all. Get with it. Jump on it, fellas.
All right,
Need to
everybody.
marry.
Good luck, fellas. I wish you all the best. Hey, y'all shoot y'all shots. All right. I'll just
Right.
be on the
Shoot your
side
shots.
watching. So,
Huh.
She bringing the
So
uniform
let's
with her
have some.
too.
She gonna bring the uniform with her.
Stay list.
So check it out, y'all. Let's close the show, right? Chill. Let's start with you. Please give your closing thoughts.
all right. So, my closing thoughts on this evening discussion. My thoughts about this is, so we started out talking about, you know what I'm saying, the whole Diddy and the Cassie situation, and then we kind of segue into a lot of different other topics. So my closing thoughts on this is, you know, I want ladies to understand that, you know the men in your community, that ultimately we do got your back more so than not. And when it comes to the whole being in a relationship with dudes who do abuse you, who do put their hands on you, at some point we will fall back, especially if that's somebody that you already knew prior to, you know what I'm saying, that event happening. It's important that, you know, both parties take accountability for the abuse that tends to goes on, you know, behind closed doors or whatever. You know, women need to open their mouths, regardless if it's a dude with power and status. You need to speak up, you know, and hold them accountable. And the same thing goes for the men. You know, we got your back, but don't be looking for dudes to come out there and, you know, no, I don't want to say that because then that's going to sound insensitive, and I'm not like that. But look,
Oh, you know how to stop it.
sometimes when it's warranted. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, we do got your back, and I never want to see women in situations where a dude is straight putting feet and paws on you. I don't. But at the same time, I can't stop you for making the decision that you so choose to make. I can't. No man can. And I'm not going to go in there and try to correct it either. If you're in it, you're in it. I can only help you to get out of it if that's what you want to do. You dig? And I think that's how all men feel. And I land my plane there.
So what's up, Jess? Talk to us.
All right. Yep. So I just want to say, in a sense, my two words that I kind of want to push: unity and accountability. And I feel like that goes a long way. And I do agree with the fact that we have to push that community from before a lot of anyone that face like DV situations and everything. Let's try and prevent rather than react. So, especially with this whole situation, figuring out what lead our ladies, men, whatever, to situations that like this, we can try to target it ahead of time. But that's pretty much it. My platform is Mind Your Mind with Just Justified. Check me out. Subscribe. Not YouTube.
Damn.
Go ahead, Quick. What's good? What's your final thoughts on this, my guy?
She low key flirting with me, y'all. Just so you know.
The situation of Diddy, I think we need to shut the hell up and let whoever's taking care of the cases or what have you do their jobs. Let's not be the influence of what takes him down because you don't like what he did. Because evidently at some point in time, you know, I'm not going to get back into the conversation we were in, but black people shut the hell up, let everything run its course with Diddy, and we know we want to do better as a people or as a group in general, or either as a person, you know. So be the person that you want to see, and influence people to be the same person. That's it.
D-Make.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that I think that we should either get back to or do more of I know we talked a lot about vetting guys when it comes to relationships and things like that. You know, if you have a father, brothers, cousins, just males in your life that are close to you, that you know love you, wants the best for you. I think that they should definitely play a part in in meeting the guys that you're interested in, because a lot of times men can see things that women just can't see. They can pick up on certain behaviors or certain things that you may not even know, as a woman, or know what to look for sometimes, in a sense. So I definitely think we need to get back to that. And we're speaking about preventing possible DVs and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of like my take on it.
Okay. Kit.
My take on it is, whether it be a marriage or a relationship, make sure that you and your partner are doing what is necessary for you all to be successful and happy in your relationship, and not what society deems, a happy and relationship to be. Make sure that you're honoring your partner the same way that you would want to be honored, and keep that energy when it comes to other relationships that you may delve into. Also, don't be so quick to assume that a person may feel or have a certain energy based on, what you automatically believe to be true. Make sure that you're having conversations that are meaningful, that matter, and that can get you all to the next level.
Okay. Professor, what up, man?
Yeah. So, if you're in North Carolina and you're suffering through DV, definitely call 800-799-7233 or go to ncadv.org. Definitely get the help you can. It's tough out there. I hate the fact that we're having to have this conversation because of the video we saw. Although it's past the statute of limitations and he can't be charged for it, it's still something that happens on a consistent basis to a lot of people, to a lot of women and men, and it's a serious conversation. And get the help you can, get the help you need. So that's what I have to say about that. But where I am all the time. Tia Mari. Just so you know, we definitely belong together. We look better together. We could have a lot of, my name is the distinguished last name Professor. We could have a lot of good times together. We could wake up early in the morning. All needs a chance to make it. All needs a chance to make it right. All needs one wish. We definitely belong together. I know you talked about, long hair. I definitely have that. You should come this way. I know you talked about 26-year-olds hollering at you. I'm definitely not 26. I know you talked about celebrities trying to holler at you, I think, but I'm definitely not that either yet. We definitely belong together. Just give me a chance to make it right. All we need is one wish. All I need is one wish. If Ray J can get one wish, let me get one wish. I'll rub you like a genie in the bottle. I'll rub you the right way. So all I need is one wish to make it right. We can wake up in the morning, look at the sunsets. I'll take the kids to school. I'm saying we belong together, because when you left, I lost a part of me. It's still so hard to believe.
Professor, you know they say these women feel safer with a bear.
I'm trying to listen. I'm gonna give him a hug just like you give him hugs, Quint. I'm gonna give her a nice big old hug. She's not gonna want me to let her go. That's all I need. Just one opportunity. Listen, I'll fly you out to North Carolina if you need me to. Matter of fact, I'll fly to California, whatever you want. I mean, I'll fly you coach, or maybe first class, business class. We'll see what happens. I don't know you like that. She got kids. But no. So Tia, we belong together, baby. Just remember that. So let's make it happen.
All right. Tia Mary, I hope you're listening.
Oh man, I hope she's listening.
I hope you're listening. So all right. I just wanted to end the show with this, right? Everyone here that spoke tonight, or this evening, I should say, has a very good point. And I respect everyone's opinion and how they feel about, the topics that we discussed. you know, as a woman, for me as a man, to watch another man put his hands on a woman, unacceptable. And just like I said, I do, and I truly stand by this. If you feel like that was okay in any way, and I'm saying this, I have 41,000 subscribers, and I'm saying this to y'all. Anyone is okay with this, and you feel like I'm bugging for speaking on it, unsubscribe. I'm completely okay with it. Unsubscribe. It's completely fine with me. I am not in any way, I can't sympathize with a man that puts his hands on a woman, period. I'm not trying to give any light to it other than shedding the light of I have sons and I'm teaching them to do better, to be better, and to not be that type of man. So if you're that type of man, or if you feel like in some cases it's warranted, unsubscribe. I'm completely okay with it. Anyways, as far as black men and black women, we love y'all. We always will. You would always, for the most part, be the black man's first choice. Right? Whatever happens after that, happens after that. But for the most part, you would always be the black man's first choice. Even though we know Quint, where Quint at? We know he.
Oh, when you start talking about that, he leave.
Yo, you saw,
He sailed over the river.
You saw he backed up into the screen. He was like,
Quint sailed over the river.
Yeah. Huh?
What was you saying?
I was saying that black women would always be a black man's first choice. And then I said, whatever happens after that, happens after that. Then I said, quit.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But, you know, all in all, y'all would always be our first choice. Just know that. And the whole point of this is to keep the discussion going so we can find out how we could make this thing of life work together, right, as a people. And I'm not excluding any other race of people to join the conversation, because just as much every race has their own issues in it. And I love to discuss all topics. But anyways, like the stream, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Check out the cannabis education that we got going on with Miss Kit. She gonna put y'all on. I saw some of her edibles. She's doing her thing, y'all. So we're gonna continue this conversation. Stay tuned for Ladies' Night on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Looking forward to that. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Peace, everybody.